And we're recording. So, let's see. You guys last started off meeting, well, actually, hold on. Let's switch the music real quick, just because that's not the right tone for what I'm doing right now. So let's switch
Don't
it.
need that creepy ass music.
Yeah, no. All right, so you guys started off. You all took an in-game week to get together whatever you wanted to do personally before you continued on with this group as an adventuring party. During that time, Thodak met up with Hagen at the training grounds as they were both doing a little bit of training on their combat skills. And he just offered Hagen a spot to see if Hagen wanted to make any coin, and obviously Hagen's always down to make some coin, so he decided to pick up with your group as well. Max was unseen for this time. He seemed to be taking a little bit longer than expected to get back to the group, so he did not show up last time. However, both Amara and Lee did meet back up in front of the Laughing Gas in the Market District. Made your way inside, and you all met Hagen at that point. After that, you all set out on a quest to cleanse whatever kind of evil curse or whatever was set upon a house in the lower commons. You made your way down to the house and decided to find a way in. Thought, heck, I believe you got around to the back door. It was locked, and then Hagen decided to pull out his thieves' tools and take a hack at the lock. Opened it up, no problem, and you all made your way inside. Inside the house, very desolate, no furniture here, dust coating everything. As you can see, it was definitely has been in use for at least a couple of years by this point. Walking around, trying to find different things, couldn't really, find anything of use or any kind of spirit whatsoever. However, it was at one point that Amara decided to check to see if there was any good or evil in the area, and did find a very malicious spirit lingering in the house. All the blinds, all the shutters on the windows closed down, leaving you guys in a perpetual darkness that was definitely not a natural darkness. It was definitely had some kind of arcane influence on it. Asking out for the spirit to see if they had any purpose for you guys, and Lee trying to open the door and leave to find the door was somehow shut with some kind of arcane presence as well. A voice led out to all of you and announced their presence, giving you guys a riddle and telling you that you would have to bring somebody's bones back to the house to have the curse lifted. Pursuing that riddle, you all went on to talk with the Norse family, or at least the I forgot her name. You all went out to talk to the Norse family. You talked to the lady. If anybody has that by any means, you can throw that out there. Either way, you talked to the mom of the Norse family. She told you guys that there was a couple that once lived in the house, from different backgrounds. The man, he was a commoner like themselves, a blacksmith of trade, and the woman was actually royalty. Didn't have too much other information other than the happenings in the house, and that their daughter had actually gotten scratched in the middle of the night with no one visibly in the house, door still being locked, and that's when they decided to move out of that house and get to a different place. She told you guys to go check out the library, maybe get some information from that, which you guys took her up on. You went down to the Royal Archives and met up with a curious little gnome, Mildrouse, and he was there tending to the archives and was going to help you guys out trying to find the town census to see if you could figure out anything else about this house. He led you guys over to a ladder and climbed up onto the second platform of the Royal Archives in this circle building. Got the book and found the correct year, and he decided to climb back down the ladder, but in his process of doing so, he slipped. Luckily, he caught himself, but the book went into freefall, the town census book of that year. Thodak quickly tried to reach out and make a grab for it, but it was just a tiny bit out of his reach. The book slammed onto the ground, now alerting everyone to your presence that was currently in this archives, quietly reading to themselves. A little bit more interaction with Mildrouse led into you guys checking out the book, getting some more information, finding out that it was Josephine Hammerbrook, who was the royal woman of that marriage that used to live in the house, and the husband was Grayson Hay. Grayson was found with blood covering his body one morning as he woke up next to his now dead wife. The guards found him covered in the blood, and he had no recollection of what had happened. They put Grayson on trial, and he was sentenced to death by beheading. Other than that, you didn't get too much else from it. except that Josephine's body lay in the royal crypts. Now knowing the story of this house, you guys sought out the royal crypts to hopefully gather Josephine's bones and make your way back to the house and lift the curse. Heading into the royal crypts, you were met with 2 guards. Didn't give you too much issue, as Hagen was a little bit of an intimidating presence, or a little deceptive presence, I guess, already telling the guards that you've already talked with Bowden. So you guys made your way in freely. Getting inside, just catacombs, tombs among tombs, different names as you're passing down through. You all stopped at a certain tomb, Furwood, I believe it was, as a chill came over the party. Group did a little bit of investigating, with Lee going down the left-hand side hallway and Thaldak down the right. It was at that point when 2 specters made their presence known, flying out of the walls, ghastly images, tongues hanging out, bodies in various amounts of decay, swirling white beams coming from their hand and striking both Lee and Thaldak into the chest. It was at that point when the group had a combat session. Took a decent amount of time, but you guys didn't come out too worse for wear and defeated both specters. Continuing on, you guys made yourself towards the Hammerbrook tombs. You opened up the lid of Josephine Hammerbrook and found her body laying there, along with a few magical items that the group has now acquired for themselves. And then the group curiously started talking a lot of shit about the dad that had killed her from the note that you found. Just so happens that it might have pissed him off a little bit, and he showed up right behind the group, confronting Amara, who was saying that, how dare he stay down here after he murdered his daughter. And he gave a little bit of a rebuttal to that, and it was at that point when Hagen threw a dagger, and that is where we left off. So at the moment, we have Thaldak, Hagen, Amara, and Lee all down in this royal crypt, facing this translucent, ghost-like being that is the father of Josephine Hammerbrook. And with that, we're going to switch up here just a little bit, and we are going to...
While he does that, I would like to just point out that in my notes, I have that part as father, Raynal, King's captain. This piece of shit iced his daughter. What a cunt.
There you go.
Amarta already hates him.
There we go.
Get out all the appropriate dice.
Yep. Bust out those dice, get ready.
To hit today.
Alright, and with that, we're going to get us a map. So, give me 1 second.
Do I have my bear pants? No, I don't have my bear pants.
Your what pants?
Bear trap pants.
Oh no, you need to put them on.
It would take me a little bit to prep it.
That's true.
At the very least, like a full turn to get them both up.
Sit behind my shield and just put them on.
Alright. So, this incorporeal being just showed up behind you, translucent, and with his sword drawn and ready for a fight. Let's see. We're gonna say it's not a surprise round, just because you guys were alerted to his presence. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative. So go ahead and roll your initiative rolls. Just hold those for now. Don't let me know what they are. I'll tell you in a second when I'm calling for them. And hold on, let me get up on my sheet here. Alright, where's my pencil? There we go. Mark that off. No, not yet. Not just yet. Okay, so 25 to 20 on initiative roll. Anybody? Okay. 15 to 20.
17.
17.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Which one of you wants to go first? It's just up to you guys. You both got the same roll.
I'll
It's
go
up to
first.
you. Yeah.
So
That way you can
Thordak's
kill
going
me
first?
whenever I get really damaged.
Thordak, you're going first?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we got Thordak and Amara. 10 to 15?
I
Wow.
got 10.
Okay, I was going to say, wow, you guys rolled
Yeah, I
really
got
well.
10.
Okay, so, and hold on 1 second. That was... Then we got Lee, and then Hagen, what was yours?
6.
6? Cool. And we got Hagen at the end. Alright, so, Thordak, looking in front of you, you can see him snarling, full plate armor, translucent with the Rorish crest embossed in the middle itself. Big long sword at his ready. You're up first. What are you doing?
Alrighty, let's go ahead and use my bonus action to Frenzied Rage.
Okay, so you bust into a frenzied rage, muscles rippling, you let out a huge half-orcish scream, and what's happening next?
I'm going to cast Great Axe.
Go ahead and cast it.
That is a 24 to hit.
So you move up to him and make an attack. 24 to hit. That does hit. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
That's 16 damage, sir.
All right, 16 damage. As you bring this great sword in, much like the specters, you push through him. However, it doesn't have as much force behind it as you thought it would, or as much resistance, and you don't think it dealt as much damage as you previously would have thought. But it does cut through, and he lets out a, "You will pay for that," and he starts coming in with his great sword at you. With that, next up, or bonus action was to rage. So with that, we're now to Amara. Amara, your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. Quick question to the DM.
Yep.
Is my weapon still activated?
Do you have the spell offhand of what it was used and how long that lasts for?
So it is under Channel Divinity, but I'm pretty sure by the time we've gone, I'll just use my action to go back and turn it back on, pretty much.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, I would say just to look up that ability and see how long it lasts, because you guys have probably only been about 10 minutes after the fight. So if it's any longer than that, you probably would have had it on. But we'll say you go ahead and use your
1 minute.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
1 minute? Okay, yeah. So it would have fell off by now. But as you do, you focus down, you grab your holy symbol of Bahamut, and you see your sword just flare up with this godly energy, this just white, golden, divine energy as the sword itself becomes imbued with Bahamut's power. And any bonus action with that?
Yes. I would actually like to cast, for one of my slots, Shield of Faith.
Okay, and that is a bonus action, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And what does that do?
And it actually gives +2 AC to one person I can touch for the
Okay,
duration.
So currently next to you are, I mean, you could run past with your movement if you're running up towards him, but currently right next to you is Lee himself, and then we have Hagen as well. So we have Lee and Hagen right next to you, and you could run past him and possibly get up to Thordak if you wanted to put it on him as well. It's just up to you.
All right. Is anybody really in need of +2 AC?
I mean, I'm in there and I only have 15 AC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 14 as well.
14? Okay. This is hard. I'll go ahead and give it to Lee. I'll give it to Lee.
Okay. That's
But-
fun. So,
Temporary AC.
yeah, what was it, +2?
+2.
And how long does that last?
It lasts up to 10 minutes.
10 minutes, cool. Yeah, that's gonna be a while. So as you run by, clutching this holy symbol, your sword shooting up with this power, you reach out and just touch Lee on the shoulder. While he doesn't normally like to be touched, Lee, you feel this warm energy come over your body, and your skin seems to have almost a translucent glow to it, and you feel definitely empowered of the defensive capabilities at this point. So you get the +2 to the AC, and Amara, are you going to use your movement at all, or are you staying where you're at?
Yes, please.
Oh, excuse
Can
me,
I
hold
move?
on. Real quick. No, you're good. I forgot to have the map up on stream, so we're good now. Map's up. So where are you moving?
Alrighty, can I move up, but not all the way up towards him? So like a little bit further up, please.
Oh, hey, do you want it like just right here in the middle?
A little closer. One
A
more
little
swipe.
closer? All right, cool. So you go ahead and move on up, coming directly behind Thordak, who came in to make his attack. And that'll be it for your turn then. Okay, so with that, we are now to... we are now to... God, I forgot his name. It's so bad. I forgot his name. Raynal, right? Raynal? Yes.
Yeah.
Raynal.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
his
so we're to Raynal's turn. Raynal thought he's going to look towards you, and seeing you run up, he's going to say, "Foolish mortal, you can do nothing to hurt me." And he's going to shoot out a... oh, actually, no, he's going to grab you on the shoulder with his right hand. And let's see. He's going to make an attack roll against you. There's going to be 13 to hit.
It does not hit.
So as he reaches out to grab you, you quickly duck out of the way, and his hand just kind of misses as you are a little bit quicker than he anticipated. He gives you a nice snarl, and "I will get you after that." And that's going to be his turn. So wow, not too strong for him at this point. With that, we are now to Lee. Lee, you just saw him reach out to try to grab thar'dia, and thar'dia, being a little bit agile and definitely athletic, quickly moved out of the way and was not getting touched by him. So now, what are you doing?
So I want to move up next to him.
Okay.
Uh,
What's your movement?
and 35.
25, 30. Yeah, you can get right next up here.
Yeah, and flavor-wise, I'm jumping up on the wall and trying to peg him in the face with my stick.
Okay, so a foot off the wall, coming in with the stick.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Go ahead and actually make me an athletics check.
All right. A lot of stuff that I need that needs athletics checks. So we're looking at 11.
Yeah, that's good. So you
All right.
run, jump off this wall, and come in, making an attack with your staff. Go ahead and make that roll.
And we're looking at 7 to attack.
7, unfortunately, does not hit. As you come off this wall, you're actually a little bit more empowered than you have been after making that awesome kill on those specters. Your monk abilities are enhanced now and a little bit overcompensated a little bit, and as you swing, you miss just above his head as your aim just wasn't quite on. Any bonus action with that?
Yeah, I'll follow it up with trying to kick him as I'm on my way down.
Okay, go ahead and make that roll.
We're looking at 21.
21 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll that damage.
And that's 4 damage.
4 damage. So as you come down with this kick, missing with the staff at first, you use that same momentum to wrap around a high kick towards his head. It does hit, and as it does, it goes through, separating his head from his neck. However, this translucent form starts coming back, forms back together, and you didn't do as much damage as you thought you would have done. Okay, and that was a bonus action, so we are now to Hagen. Hagen, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna run up to him,
All right, so you make your way up to this translucent being as well.
and I'm gonna attack with my daggers.
Okay, so you pull out the daggers. The first one would be sneak attack because you are around your allies. So go ahead and make that roll.
12.
12 hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage. That's 2d6 and 1d4 plus modifiers.
18.
18 hits or hit points. Nice. So as you come up with the first dagger, you sink deep into the torso of this translucent being. He writhes in pain and he gives out a loud scream. "How dare you do that? You don't know anything. You don't know how this happened. It was her choice, not mine." And with that, bonus action.
I'm gonna attack with my second dagger.
All right, so you pull the dagger from the sheath and go ahead and throw that at him as well.
21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll some damage.
3.
3 damage. So that was 19 damage total then, correct?
I don't
16.
remember what I said the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, 16 and 3, so 19 total. So as both sink in, they do go into the form and give a little bit of resistance. Once again, not as much as you thought it would be. So
Has it gotten quiet for anybody else?
Yeah, the
quiet?
music keeps messing up.
The music's getting excited. Like,
Music's getting excited, but
yes.
But Jason got a little bit quiet there.
I'm quiet.
yeah. Yeah. I know Skype does that sometimes.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, because on the stream, my levels look fine.
Yeah. Okay. You're back to normal. Skype does that sometimes.
It's probably just because you were yelling into your mic.
More than likely. I do that quite often. I'm pretty good at it. Okay, so let's go ahead and... So, both daggers hit, yeah, and once again, not doing as much damage as you thought they would. That's fine. That will be your bonus action, so with that, we are back to the top of the round with thar'dia.
Alright, so I want to try to grapple this bitch.
Okay, go ahead and make me a strength check.
Negative. That was a 2.
2. As you go to grapple this translucent being, you throw your arms out and both just pass directly through him, not finding any purchase on his body. That is your action. Any bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit him with my great axe since I missed.
And that's Frenzied Rage, right? That's what gives you that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and make that attack.
That is a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
12 damage.
12 damage. Cool. All right, so that is going to be all of your turn. It's at this point to where all of you start hearing fast paces coming up from behind, echoing through this stone chamber. Looking over your shoulder, you can see Max running up, looking not too worse for wear, but he did somehow seem to find his way to your position. Max, you're running in.
All right, so I have a turn now.
Yeah, so you running up, you can see, you can say anything to the party you want. You're just now making your way around the corner. You can see this this being now flanked on 3 different sides by both Lee, Thar'dia, and Hagen. Hagen is actually somebody you haven't met yet, so you don't know him, but you do see he is trying to help out the party.
Okay. I'm going to telepathically reach out to Lee and say, "What the hell is that thing?"
So Lee, you hear this voice come into your head that is Max's voice. However, you haven't heard it for about 2 weeks as his vocal cords were gone, but it just seems to ring and echo through your head.
All right. So like Lee doesn't even look around. He's just like, "Where the hell are you?"
I'm behind you. I'll be there soon.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
cool. All right.
Okay.
So Max, go
Good
ahead and roll me
start, Max.
initiative as you run around the corner. Just roll me your initiative roll.
All right. Ooh, it was a 20. So 23 total.
Okay. All right. So Max, coming around the corner, you do not get an action this turn. You'll start head of the round next turn.
All right.
But you just ran up and you are now coming into the combat with them. So with that, we are now to Amara's turn. Amara, what are you doing?
Okay, so since she's behind Thar'dia, I believe, first before she like even decides to hit, she's gonna point her sword out, kind of like gesturing that it's like magical, so that it can harm him really, really badly.
Right.
And she says, I'm gonna give you one last chance to back down and speak with us before I totally demolish you."
Nice. Really short-winded. I'm assuming it was really epic coming out. And
yes.
as you say that, you see him, his head shoots towards you, and he says, "These tombs will be spilled with your blood when I am finished."
Oh? She just says, "Oh," and then like puts the sword down like and says, "Well, why don't you come and try?" And then,
And what's your action?
I'm gonna go ahead and since he is flanked,
And
I don't think I
there aren't
can.
flanking rolls anymore, remember, so no
Oh,
advantages
okay.
on those.
yeah, I was just gonna say if I could get a little closer.
I mean, you could push through everybody, just kind of weave your way through. I would say you make me just a general dexterity roll, or
Sure.
I'll say athletics or acrobatics, whichever you're better at, just to make your way through. It doesn't have to be hard, but just to make sure you don't. can get
So with that, it'll be a 19.
Yeah, no problem. So you go ahead and push through everybody coming up behind this translucent being, and you're now able to do whatever you want.
Alrighty. For my bonus action, I would just like.
No, you still have your action.
Oh yeah, it's true. I would like to. Actually, no. I'm gonna wait because
Okay.
he hasn't responded, or he has. Sorry.
He has responded, yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll for an attack, please. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Go ahead and roll the longsword attack on him. or short sword.
Oh boy. That will be a 10.
A 10. Unfortunately, does not hit. So as you come around this corner, you're a little shaken by his words. He's not seeming to back down whatsoever. And as you come around the corner and you swing, just a little bit of those nerves get in the way and just puts off your aim just the slightest. You do, however, still have a bonus action.
I'm okay right now. Thank you, though.
Okay, cool. So no bonus action for you. With that, we are now to Reynolds' turn once more. So Reynolds gonna look towards Thodak again, very deterred that he was not able to damage you last round. He wants to put you in your place, so to say. So he's going to reach out and try to grab you once more and make an attack. So with that, we are looking at 16 to hit.
Yep.
16 hits. Okay, cool. So as he reaches out, you can feel this just cold, dark magic just go into your body. And you are going to be taking... Where the hell is it? There's so many things on this page. You are going to be taking... 20 necrotic damage. As this cold death magic takes over your body.
Okay.
Alright. So that is going to be his turn. With that, we are now up to Lee.
All right. This time, instead of starting high and working my way low, I'm gonna start low and work my way high.
Okay.
So first swing at his legs.
Cool. Taking
And
the
that's-
quarterstaff.
Going to be 11 damage, or 11 to attack.
11 to attack. 11 just hits.
Oh shit, okay.
Really low AC on this guy.
And that's going to be 6 total.
6. Okay.
Yep.
And bonus action.
Gonna follow that up with a unarmed attack.
Cool. Go ahead and roll it.
We're looking at 15.
15 hits. Roll damage.
And that's going to be 5 damage.
Cool.
What's up with your camera, Ben?
Seems fun to me. You're muted though.
I'm getting some lagging on my end.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem. All right, so as you bring the quarterstaff down towards the legs, you connect right with what would be the knee. Same as always, it passes directly through, and then you come in with a, what was it, a punch, correct?
Yeah.
Was it a kick?
it
Okay,
would
cool.
be.
Yeah, so as you bring the staff around, you use the same momentum to come back with an uppercut, connecting, once again, pushing through this image, the smoke in translucent form, pulling back together. You did do a little bit of damage to him, however, it just was not as impactful as you thought. And with that was your bonus action, so we are now to Hagen.
What's this guy's last name?
Hammerbrook.
And we're in the H's, right?
Yeah, you just found Josephine Hammerbrook's body, so his name is Raynal Hammerbrook.
I want to, I guess I want to take my first attack against him.
Okay, so go ahead and make your first attack, and we'll see if it hits.
Critical fail.
Okay, so that one does not hit. You swing and just passes in translucent form, no damage taken.
Alright, I want to take my cunning action and hide. I want to run back around that corner and hide.
Okay, so you take your movement and you run around the corner and go ahead and make you a stealth check.
11.
11? Okay, good to know. Actually, let me see. All right, cool. So you go back and start creeping through the shadows once more, and that'll be your turn. So next up, we have Max, top of the round. You just run around the corner. As you're making your way around this corner, you see this you're a full elf. Excuse me, you're a wood elf. You see this wood elf run and dart around the corner, cloaking into the shadows himself. And as he does, you can see an opening now towards this translucent being that is currently attacking your party's position.
Okay. Can I attempt to hide as I'm coming in?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a stealth check as you come up around the corner.
All right. 25.
25? All right, so you start creeping around the corner, hearing the echoes of battle, and as you do, you come around the corner and have line of sight with this translucent being.
I'm going to hex him.
Okay, and I'm gonna say since you're coming out of being hidden, as he did not see you, you would get advantage as an attack roll.
Hex isn't, but I'm going to attack with Eldritch Blast as well. Hex is a bonus action.
Okay, I would say if you want the advantage on it, you're definitely gonna need to roll the other one first. Just the attack first.
Well, Hex buffs my attack damage.
Right, and so it's just up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna activate that first anyway.
Okay, cool. No problem. So you run around the corner and you, focusing down on this dark energy that you acquired over the past week, look towards him and send out a hex towards his very being. So what does he have to do for that?
So he doesn't have to do anything. He just now has disadvantage on dexterity checks, and I also deal an extra 1d6 damage to him when I hit him with an attack.
All right, sounds good. So you are now running around this corner. You throw out a hex towards him. You see this purplish beam shoot from your hand, and it seems to coalesce around his transparent form. You definitely see that the hex has taken hold. What are you doing next for your action?
I'm going to hold my hand out and Mega Man blast an Eldritch Blast at him.
All right, so you start seeing, as you hold your hand out, you see this white flicker of energy grows into a deep, dark, bluish purple and shoots out from your hand.
Aww. It was a 5.
5? He's pretty surrounded, but I'm going to say, as you let it go, it flies right past this translucent being's head and just slams into the wall, burning and singeing all of the stone around it. But that will be your turn. So with that, we are now to Thar'dia. Thar'dia, you just saw this beam of energy shoot past your face and the being's face and slam into the wall behind you, leaving it charred. What are you doing?
Alright, at the top of my turn, I'm going to go ahead and take a health potion. 2d4 plus 2, correct?
2d4 plus 4.
2.
So you go ahead and pop out a health potion from your satchel and pop it. Drink it down, throw it to the side. The glass shatters and breaks.
Okay, then I am going to go ahead and, as a bonus action, since I can make an attack with Frenzied Rage,
the bonus action. The bonus action was you're drinking the health pot.
Oh, okay, so I still have my action.
You still have your action, yes.
Okay, then I'm going to try to grapple him again.
Okay, so you go ahead and make a grapple roll. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
That is a 18.
So as you go, you reach out and start to grapple this form. Your arms pass through and you start feeling some kind of resistance. However, once more, they slip through your hands.
Okay.
And nothing seems to have happened. All right, so that'll be your turn. So with that, we are now to Amara.
Okay. Can I first just do a basic attack?
Yep, go ahead and roll that short sword.
Okay. That will be a 13.
13 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Sorry. If that hits, I would like to actually expend one spell slot to do a Divine Smite, please.
Okay, and is that allowed as a bonus action?
Yes, it actually happens when you are able to hit your foe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so...
I have not looked up Paladin, so forgive me. I do not know your abilities very well. I will look those up before next time we play, I promise.
It's all good.
So you go ahead and roll me the short sword damage. So as you bring... you're getting a little bit frustrated as you missed the first time with the short sword. You bring it over horizontal, and it does cut through the body. What's the damage?
Oh, she has a long sword, by the way.
Is it long sword? I thought it was short sword. Well, there you go. Go ahead and roll it.
Sorry. Oh. Okay. So
it's like you don't even know her.
I know.
So for basic damage, it'll be 9, but then plus the radiant damage, it will be a plus 3 d8s because he is an undead.
Okay. Yeah. So plus 3 d8.
Yeah. So
Damn.
each spell level.
Okay.
You get 2 d8s, but since he's undead, you get plus 1.
Nice. Awesome. Go for it.
This might need some math.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely busting out a calculator for that one. That's quite a bit of damage.
What are the... Okay. Thank you. Four. Sorry, I like messed up the
You're
calculator
good.
and now I'm like having to start over.
Don't worry about it.
32.
Jesus Christ. 32 points of damage. Wow. So,
I'm really-
yeah, that is, yeah. Oh, I can't even do this math in my head. Hold on. I'm gonna bust out my calculator. All right, calculator.
Before she swings
What was
down
it, 32 you said?
Yeah, 32.
Okay.
Before she hits, she just says, I warned you, and then goes forward.
Yeah, and so as you bring this long sword down, just flaring with this divine energy, it passes through him, and as it does, you feel his body has very physical form, and you come down in and you cleave deep into this translucent being, and he lets out just this huge, screaming, piercing yell, echoes and reverberates through the caverns, or through the catacombs, as you've dealt him a substantial blow, and you felt that it took full damage with that blow. And yeah, wow. Very big. So that was the bonus action. So any movement, or are you going to stay where you're at?
Yeah, I'm just going to stay where I'm at.
Cool. So with that, we are now to his turn. Turning towards you very quickly, he snaps his head over as he looks in your direction, and you've caught his attention. He's a little bit more intimidated by you than he thought he should be. So now he's going to look towards you, and he's going to put out his hand to try to make an attack against you. That is going to... Ooh, baby. That is going to be 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Cool. So as he puts out this hand towards you, whereas that warm divine energy you've been feeling coming from the sword now gets overtaken by this cold chill of death over your whole body. And you're going to take... 16 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, okay.
And as you just feel this,
hard.
yeah, as you feel this death embrace come over your body, you're definitely shaken a little bit at your own resolve for your devotion to Bahamut. But you know his light will see you through this victory. So, with that is going to be all for his turn, and we are now up to Lee. Lee, what you doing, bud?
There's not a lot of fancy shit that I can do right next to him in this tight corridor.
Yep.
So same plan as last time, since that worked out for me pretty well.
All right, cool. So go ahead and make those attacks. One with the great staff or quarterstaff.
This is going to be 22.
Yep, 22 definitely hits. Roll the damage.
That's going to be 9 damage.
Okay, 9 damage.
And then with the unarmed attack, we are looking at 8.
8. Cool. So another.
That's not damage.
Oh, that's the hit. Excuse me.
That's
that is not a hit. My bad. I am lost in translation. So, as you bring the quarterstaff through the body once more, you bring it down vertically over where his clavicle would be, passing through the body completely. As it does, it starts to reform around him, and that'll be your action and bonus action. So, with that, any movement? Are you staying where you're at?
Yeah, I'll just stay put.
All right, cool. So you're staying there, and with that, we are now to Hagen.
I want to try and find this dude's tomb and see if I can't burn his bones.
Okay, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Seven.
7. So you begin to go down this aisle looking for his bones or his tomb where they might be. Getting towards the end, you realize you're at the G's, not the H's. And you start making your way back. And any bonus action for you? Make another hide action, or
I should still be hidden, right?
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're hidden. I forgot about that.
Can I do another investigation, or?
I'll say yeah. As a bonus action, I mean, you're using your full amount to look for his corpse, so go ahead and look for it.
4.
4. You continue to run down. Not much more movement left, but still, you start looking, and then you forget once more. Like, oh shit, that's right. I'm on the G's. I gotta go roll back. And yeah, so that'll be your turn. Nice one there, bud. Works out well.
Hagen is a very smart man.
Yeah, he's not the well versed. He's a little bit more versed than Lee, though, who at least can't read at all. So he'll take solace in that.
He can at least, Hagen can at least go look for the body.
Yeah. See, Hagen knows that he's on the G's. Lee would be like, "Hey, this squiggly line doesn't look like that squiggly line," so you're good to go. So with that, we are now to top of the round. Max, what are you doing, bud?
I'ma shoot my blast at him again.
All right, just building up that energy, that dark necrotic energy shooting towards him. Go ahead and make me a roll.
15.
15 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Aw, yeah.
Don't forget your extra 1d6 for the hex.
Yeah. 10 damage.
10 damage, nice.
And it's force damage for the Eldritch Blast, and then necrotic damage for the Hex.
All right, cool. Good to know. Thanks. Let me see. Hold on. The Hex. How much was the Hex on that?
That was 6 of it.
6 of it?
Yeah.
So that would be... Damn it. Hold on. Messing up my numbers here. As you go to use the rest of this hex to make that damage even more increased, you get the idea that whatever his form is, the necrotic damage doesn't seem to affect it.
Okay.
And
So he only takes the 4.
Right, the 4. And
Okay, cool.
So with that, any bonus action, or is the bonus action to use the hex?
No, now that the Hex is on him,
It just stays
I
on him?
technically get the 1d6 every single time. It just
Gotcha.
doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So you still have a bonus action. Anything else you want to do?
I will use my inspiration to say to Lee, in his head, "This is your conscience speaking, and I believe in you."
Except for it's in Max's
Yeah,
voice.
I was about to say,
So, like,
your conscience just oddly sounds like Max's voice.
Lee makes note. My conscience has generally been a bad influence on me.
Nice. However, did you say you inspired him?
Yeah.
Yeah, however, you do feel
However, he's
slightly
like,
inspired. So you go ahead and get that. Was it 1d8 or 1d6?
It is a d6.
1d6 inspiration to use on ability checks or attack rolls or whatever else. So other than that, that is going to be all of Max's turn. Thodak, we are up to you.
Yes, sir. At this point, I'm thoroughly pissed off that I couldn't actually grapple this guy.
Right.
So I am going to try to bring my great axe down just like on the clavicle area where Lee's been hitting.
Okay, so go ahead and make that roll.
That is a 12 to hit.
12 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Sweet. 10 damage.
10 damage, nice.
And then
Bonus
once
action?
more with my bonus.
Yep.
That is a 22 to hit.
22 definitely hits.
17 damage.
Ooh, jeez. 17 damage. What's half of 17? Anybody? 8. No. Yeah, 8. There we go.
Yeah.
So minus that would be... Okay. So as you grab your great axe, getting a little bit more pissed off into that rage, not being able to do as much damage as you want, you come overhand and bring straight down through the clavicle. As you do, you use the same momentum to come straight back up. Excuse me. Muted my headset. Straight back up and slice through the abdomen. Both of them cutting through, leaving this translucent image dispersed as it starts to coalesce back around its form. It does seem to act like it's having a little bit of trouble coalescing. However, it does regain its complete form, and that is going to be it for your turn. So with that, we are now to Amara.
Alrighty. The area that you hit, was it around like the clavicle area? Or
Yeah, it
was
was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would like to follow up and hit in the exact same spot.
Okay, so as this being's trying to gather its form once more in that same spot, you go ahead and see that opportunity and make your attack against it.
Whoa.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Oh my god. Okay. That will be a... I'm like so bad at math, I'm sorry. 24.
24 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
That will be a 10.
10? Okay. And any bonus action?
I would like to just go ahead and perhaps just for like flavor, just like sink it down.
Oh yeah. So as you come through, you follow through even more than you have been, just really determined to best this horrible individual that has murdered his daughter and has come back from the grave. And you sink it deep in with everything you have, just giving out a loud scream, and definitely looking pretty fierce against this guy in combat. So with that, we are now to his turn. Amara, he's going to look towards you, seeing how you are probably the most threatening in this encounter as you do wield that holy magic. And he's going to look towards you, and he's going to put his hand out, and he's going to say, "Mine, be mine." And I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna let you know she's not the wisest gal. 10.
10. And as he says this, all of you that are around except for Hagen see his image disappear into this stream and start flowing in through Amara's mouth. As he goes into her, you see Amara's head shoot up and her eyes glaze over pure white. And Amara begins to speak. "You will all fall to my hands." And Amara,
Guys,
you are now possessed.
guys, just letting you know that Amara has a 20 AC.
Cool.
Amara inside
What?
is just like,
So,
Low wisdom.
very low wisdom.
yeah.
So, with that, we are now to Lee's turn. Lee, seeing this image of this translucent man going down the throat and then Amara becoming what you would consider possessed, definitely not herself talking in a different voice, you now see her looking on, very fearless, towards all of you.
Okay.
Well, shit.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go, same plan as before, because, you know, start low, go high.
Alright, so you're making attacks against Amara then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just beat up Amara.
And I will say,
I got no other technique.
I will say he, it says here that he retains all of his stats, but a few. AC is one of those that he retains. So his AC is still the same, it's not the 20.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God.
Thank God.
So the staff won't hit, because that's 8.
Okay.
And then I'm actually gonna spend a key point
Okay, sounds good.
to flurry of blows here.
Alright, go for it. Maybe those unarmed strikes.
Don't forget that inspiration.
Yep, got it if you need it.
Yep.
Your conscience believes in you.
13 for the first one,
13 will hit.
and 12 for the second.
12 will hit as well. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Sorry, Amara. We are looking at 7 and 5 damage,
Alright, so that's 12 damage total to you, Amara. Go ahead and mark that down.
12.
and then
12.
make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
So he is gone at this point, and he is no longer
So
within sight. 7.
7.
Okay, so you did not save, and you're prone now.
All right. So as you see this being take over Amara's body, you go ahead and make your strikes. Missing with the quarterstaff, however, you come in with 2 unarmed strikes right to Amara's jaw, and 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and then she falls backwards prone onto the ground.
Oh.
Just beating the shit out of Amara.
I know.
As she falls, Lee just shouts out, "Tie her up!" He's got no experience fighting ghosts,
Yep.
and Amara isn't herself, so it's just like, subdue
Amara
her.
Okay.
Till we
So
figure
with
this out.
that is going to be action and bonus action. We are now to Hagen. Hagen, you are in the G's, buddy. You hear Lee call out, "Tie her up," but you don't know what's happened at this point.
I guess I'm gonna keep on hunting for his crypt.
Okay, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Can it be perception?
Yeah, it can be perception. That's fine.
Alright. That's 11.
11. You start making your way back into the H's, going down here. You start passing names that start with R, Randall, and stuff like this, and you start making your way down. You do believe you are getting closer to his body.
Alright.
But
Is that all my movement speed?
that would be all your movement speed at that point, yes.
Okay.
So, bonus action, anything?
Nah, I'm not gonna throw a dagger at Amara, so.
Okay. So, running by, you
Thank
do
you.
notice that his form is completely gone. However, that will be your turn. So with that, we are now to Max. Max, you now see, and yeah, you've been sitting back here. You did see this this image of this translucent being go inside Amara and take over her body. She is now knocked prone onto the ground.
Okay, I'm going to access her mind and say, Amara, are you still in there?
Amara, you do hear Max speak up as you are fully aware of what's happening to your body at this point.
Okay. At first, she's like really spooked out that she can like hear a voice in her head. But as
You
she,
actually
I
have
guess-
like 3 voices in your head at this point. Your own voice, Max's voice, and Raynol's voice.
God, oh my God, it's a
crowded in
mess.
You're now schizophrenic. Congratulations.
She's not having a good time.
Right.
All right. She's gonna nod or like at least try to, and say back, "Yes, yes, I'm here. I'm here."
Silence! This is my body now! You hear ring throughout your head.
Amara, when I say go, let him have complete control.
Ooh. She's gonna say, "Complete control."
I already have complete control.
She's gonna yell back, "Silence!"
Alright, I'm gonna say go.
Alright, so Max yells go, and you hear this ring throughout your head. So
I'm
do
gonna
you...
cast.
What's happening?
She's gonna go ahead and give you full control.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers with a 2nd level spell slot.
Okay, go ahead and cast it.
Alright. He makes a wisdom saving, or the target makes a wisdom saving throw, and on a fail takes 4d6 psychic.
Alright, give
Okay.
me 1 second here.
What was it
Wait,
again?
would this be Amara or would this be the Raynal?
Hold on, I'm looking. That's what I'm trying to see. No, it is going to be him. So he's making a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, and it's psychic damage that
Psychic
he
damage,
would
cool.
take.
So,
I will- 11.
that is going to be 19 for the save.
Okay. I believe he saves then.
Half damage?
And I believe so. Let me check.
Okay.
Yeah, half damage.
Okay, cool.
So
what is that?
So it's 11 psychic damage, so it would be 5
5.
psychic.
So 5 psychic damage?
Yeah.
Amara, you take 5 psychic damage.
Okay. Oh
I tried.
no. No, thank you. She whispers back to you, like in your head. She's like, "Don't worry." She's like, "We'll see my way out of this."
Mobby.
Alright, so that is going to be your turn, Max. Up next is Thodak. Thodak, you now see a proned Amara sitting in front of you seems to be talking to herself in his voice, telling them to shut up and already have full control. You don't hear anything else as Max is in her head and so is she, but he's just yelling out randomly.
Silence.
Okay.
I already have full control. No.
So I'm going to take the chain of returning off of my axe,
Okay.
and I want to try and wrap her up around the wrap it up around her.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a strength check with advantage.
That will be a modified 20.
Modified 20. So you take the chain of returning off your axe and you go and wrap it around her hands. As you do, it starts to pull through the wrist. Pull straight through.
Okay.
Bonus action?
I'm sorry, Amara.
Wait, so Amara's ethereal now?
You cannot see it in her body, but yes.
Okay.
Thought gets that information from the chains passing through her.
I mean, Lee's is watching, so
Yeah, so you would see that as well then.
yeah, okay.
I guess I'm going to hit her with my great axe.
All right, and you have advantage on that attack as she is prone.
Okay.
Remember,
Oh
when,
no.
Oh my
you-
fucking god.
Did you crit?
I did.
okay,
Oh,
so
no.
remember that if you do kill her, on the killing blow, you can choose to do non-lethal instead of lethal damage.
Okay.
In which case,
I
it would
don't-
only knock her out, not just kill Amara.
Okay.
I
Goodbye.
mean, it would put her into saves, and we can stop that.
Yeah, it's, regardless, it's going to put her into saves.
Right. I mean, unless I do her full health, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah, you're not going to do her full health.
Sure as
Okay,
hell hope
so-
not.
So,
As soon as
Whoops.
she gets out of this, she's gonna be so mad. Oh my god.
at me?
I'm king. Oh my god.
Alright, I need my calculator.
And crits
Yeah,
are
I mean-
nasty.
Here's Raynal, right? Like, he killed his daughter. And then he goes ahead and yells at us for trying to, like, fix the situation that is caused from this. And then he takes over Amara, who was, like, the most angry out of us at him.
And, like, the most
angriest.
He's a dick,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, she like thoroughly hates him at this point, so it's gonna be like personal now. Like
I like to
Okay.
think that if Max tunes into Amara, it's just incessant screaming.
There's just so many voices in your head. So what is
Gonna buy
that? What is an
everything.
attack?
40 damage.
Amara, you take 40 damage.
oh man.
Shit.
Do you want to know how much I had left?
Yes, how much do you have left?
I had 14 left.
Okay, so you take 30, what would that be? 36?
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are now considered unconscious. It was obviously, if it was going non-lethal, you would be going non-lethal as you are striking against one of your party members. Amara, you now fall to 0 hit points and fall unconscious. As you bring down this great axe right on Amara, it cuts right through her abdomen and a giant wound opens in her body as you can start seeing ribs and her blood spilling out. With this, the image of Raynal comes back and materializes right in front of all of you as Amara is unconscious behind. Well, actually, we're going to say you moved up here because you had to hit Amara, and so he's going to reappear over here.
Okay. I look at him and I will fucking kill you for that.
Go ahead and try, half-orc.
Do it.
And so with that bonus action, no, that was your bonus action, correct? So
Yep.
with that, we are now to Amara's turn. Amara, I need you to roll me a death saving throw.
Okay. 11.
11. Go ahead and mark off 1 success on your death saving throws.
Okay.
And you are currently bleeding out.
Okay.
That will be your turn. With that, we are now to his turn. He's going to look towards you, Thodak, as you did make this intense hatred threat to his own being. He's going to look at you, and he's going to, let me see. As you can see him, his image begins to twist and contort into that of something much more terrifying, something that might even haunt your dreams at night. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Well, that's definitely not Thar'dak's strong suit. 16.
Who's blowing in? I hear wind.
Me too.
It sounds like
I
a
think it's
seatbelt turned
Amara.
on.
Is it? I can go check really quick. You guys can continue.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll be right back. I'll...
Yeah, it was definitely Mara. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So,
weird.
no problem. And what was the wisdom save? Excuse me.
16.
16.
Yep.
So as you look upon the face of this horrifying image, this creature, I need you. Well, first off, you are now considered frightened, so you can no longer willingly move closer to him, and you do have disadvantage when attacking against him. You can repeat that save every time at the start of your turn, and you are also looking upon his crazy face. You age 20 years.
Oh, shit.
In rapid succession, Lee, you start seeing Thaldak's image change as wrinkles begin to come over his face. His beard starts to turn gray. And Thaldak, you're now 20 years older.
Okay.
And
This dude's a fucking G.
Nothing to fuck around with.
Right?
yep, and so, like I said, you can repeat that save at the start of every turn.
Okay.
Cool. So, with that, that is going to be his action. We are now to Lee. Lee, you just saw Thaldak age very rapidly as the horrifying image of this creature changed. What are you doing?
Um,
Oh, hold on, excuse me. Each non-net creature within 60 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, both Lee,
Huge range, yeah.
Lee, Dixon, and Hagen, I need all of you to roll me, what was that, wisdom saving throws.
shit, okay.
I got a 22.
Okay.
I got a 7.
You got 4, Lee?
Yeah.
So as both Hagen and Lee look on this horrifying image as well, both of you start to feel as if your skin is giving away to death and you begin to age rapidly. Both of you age 20 years.
Does it
Alright.
affect me since I'm not actually facing him?
No, that's right.
I'm
Because
not
you're
looking at
you were running down this hallway, so you're correct. It does not affect you at all. You weren't looking at him.
Alright,
So
I'm a dwarf. So, like, 20 years is jack shit
yeah,
to me.
it's nothing to you, but even still, you age 20 years. So write that on your character sheet. Make sure you note it down.
Alright.
And so with that, Lee, it is up to your turn.
Do you expect me to say yes?
Well, I can't... I'm frightened of him, right?
Yes, you are now considered frightened. But it is the start of your turn, so go ahead and make me another wisdom saving throw.
Alright. We are looking at 15.
There's quite a lot of background noise from somebody.
I think it's Ben.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. You
He's
said
got
15?
somebody in his kitchen. Yeah.
You are still considered frightened, unfortunately.
Shit, okay.
But you can make attacks at disadvantage against him.
But I can't advance towards him, can I?
No, you cannot. You can
Okay,
make ranged
so-
attacks.
Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour a health potion on Amara.
Oh yeah, you're within range of her.
Thank you.
So you
I know.
jump, you pull a health potion out, and you start
like,
pouring it over towards her. Some of it scattering across her face, some of it actually making it into her mouth. Go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 4 on that.
Okay. And then plus 4?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So how much was that?
That's 11.
11. All right. So you just feel this surge of life give back in as your lungs taking this huge breath, and looking on, you can see that your wound has closed up and you're no longer bleeding out. A little confused in this state as you do not remember what's happened since. You do see that looking over towards Thaldak and Lee, Lee, not so much. You can see a little bit of difference in his face. However, Thodak does look pretty different, as it looks like he has aged quite a bit of years.
Yeah, I'm like having a
Okay.
midlife crisis right now.
You have like
Because
the
orcs
full-
only live for 75 years.
Yeah.
For half orcs.
And so that is going to be Lee's turn. So with that, we are now to Hagen. Hagen, what are you doing?
I'm continuing my search.
All right, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, that's better. 20.
20. You make your way down to the second to last tomb of this hall, and you see that it reads Raynal. You see that it reads Raynal Hammerbrook. So what do you want to do for your action?
I want to open it up and I guess ready my oil and fire kit or whatever.
Cool. So you go ahead and take the lid of this tomb and you pop it open, looking for the bones. As you do, you see laying there before you, draped in very fine linens with the Rorish crest on them. You can see what seems to be the skeleton of a human male, very tall in height, with blonde hair that is still on the corpse itself. Looking in, you take your bonus action, go ahead and pull out your oil and flint and steel and get ready to try to light these bones on fire. That was your action, though, so we'll say you'll have to get to that next turn. All right, so with that is going to be all for Hagen. Max, it is now up to you. So you see Amara jump back up, and there's some kind of glass breaking in these royal crypts as some of the outsiders are looking in.
That's
It's
the
the guards.
casket lid falling off.
Oh yeah, that's right. The lid was made of a translucent glass, and as Hagen throws it up, it just smashes and clatters against the wall. And you are now able to take your turn, good sir.
This tomb just has a lot of recycling that I need to take out.
What a nice tomb.
And then standing right there at the end is the garbage.
That's an epic line.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
attack
So
that
epic.
guy.
All right, so what are you doing against him?
I'm just going to Eldritch Blast him again.
All right, so I would say that Lee is pretty close to your line of sight, so don't crit fail.
All right, I will try. 13.
13 hits. Go ahead and roll the damage.
2 damage.
2 damage.
And let me see here.
Yep. Hagen's just
Don't
tearing the
think
shit
I-
out of that glass in the corner.
Tearing the shit out of that fucking grave.
I'm going to try to telepathically communicate with Raynal,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "Neener, neener, neener. Bet you can't hit me."
Oh, so you're taunting him. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
All right.
Let's see what he rolls.
10.
Okay, as you say this, you can see that he definitely straightens up in his form, not used to somebody that's not his own voice talking in his head, and he looks directly towards you, and he says, "I see you bear the blackness of death on your soul. I will come for you next." And you definitely got his attention.
Oh, fun.
That is way more intimidating than I thought it would be.
He does not like being made fun of.
Neener.
Very low self-esteem.
Neener.
So, with that is now to Thordak's turn. Thordak, you saw the image of this celestial, or not celestial, but translucent being pop out of Amara and reform right next to her. You felt yourself age quite rapidly and are now looking on at his presence once more.
Okay, so I can go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw. Correct.
Yes, because you are frightened, so make that wisdom saving throw. Roll high for me.
I did, sir. That
Nice.
is an 18.
18 works. You feel that overwhelming sense of fear fade from your body as looking at him, his form has changed back considerably back to how it was when you first started. No longer fearing him, you're now able to make your attacks at him at your will.
Okay. Motherfucker, you're going down. And I leap over Amara and come down on his face with the great axe.
Make me an athletics check.
Okay.
You said it, I didn't.
Oh boy. Can I give you like a boost in any way?
That is
I'll
a
say-
17.
Okay, 17 good enough. I was going to say you could roll it with advantage because Amara was going to boost you. But that's fine. Good enough. So you jump over Amara and you bring down your great axe onto him. Go ahead and roll me the damage.
Or roll to hit, you mean? Or do I need to?
No, yeah, roll to hit. Excuse me.
Okay. 19 to hit.
19 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage. Nice. So as you sink your great axe deep down into him, he lets out this once more piercing yell that echoes through these halls. The image definitely is starting to flicker in and out, and it's having a lot of difficulty trying to hold its form. You would consider him to be looking rough, but bonus action?
Yes, I'm going to take another swing.
All right, so go ahead and take that.
Yeah. That is a 13 to hit.
13 hits. Roll the damage.
I'm glad this guy has a low AC.
He's very low AC. Because he hits like a truck. 13 damage. Nice.
Hits like a truck and takes half damage from conventional damage.
From everything, yeah. You guys don't have magical weapons yet. 13. What's half of 13? 7. No, 6. Okay. Once more, bringing that great axe in, you cut through what would be the throat. The head itself kind of starts floating in midair and spinning. As it does, it lands back right side up and connects to his form once more. You can see the wound from this form, fix back together. However, it does take quite a bit of time to do so. He is looking pretty injured at this point. So, with that is bonus action. We are now to Amara.
All right.
Hold on, Max, excuse me. Max, did you take your turn?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I just got mixed up. Good.
Yeah, I made fun of him.
Yes. So now you are to Amara. Amara, what are you doing? So I'm assuming half movement to stand back up off prone?
Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and first off thank Lee for throwing that little potion down my throat.
Right.
First. She's gonna first thank you for that. And then she's gonna come up. Is he already...
He's right next to you. You can make attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would like to make a big hearty attack.
All right, so you grab that long sword and go ahead and roll against him.
Cool.
Is that a natural 20? All right.
Maybe.
Let's see what it is. Go ahead and roll me that damage.
And because Amara's so mad, she's going to expend her last spell slot to do a Divine Smite. One more time.
That hit very hard. And that is, I will say, next time you need to call it beforehand, before you know if you nat 20'd.
Oh, really?
Just because it is 3d8 damage. And, because that is quite a bit of dice to roll for a crit. So next time you need to call it beforehand, otherwise I'm not going to allow it. But
Sure,
that is fine.
yeah.
We'll go for now.
The Divine Smite only works if it hits.
Oh, is that a
really?
hit?
Yeah.
You have to
Oh,
roll for that.
You can only
Okay, so
activate it
so
on hit.
go ahead and
Oh,
roll me
my bad.
roll me the crit for the weapon damage. So it's obviously weapon damage doubled plus modifiers.
Gotcha. Plus... Let me grab a calculator real quick.
Okay.
You always know it's a good hit when you need the calculator.
Regular hit will be 21.
21. Jeez. Okay. And you're gonna go ahead and cast the other one. So what's the roll to hit on that?
So that one is a 3d8, and the one extra would be because he is an undead.
He's saying Dixon was saying you had to roll to hit on that though.
Oh, my bad.
So
No,
plus
not
one-
for the Divine Smite.
No, it's
Divine
whenever
Smite-
you do hit.
it
Yeah.
just it automatically hits with the 3d8 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, 2d8.
But 3
usually
because he's
since he-
undead. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So
And-
go ahead and roll that.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, smite is crazy burst damage, especially
Yeah.
since you can only use it after you've already hit with the attack.
That's nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really mad, so I'm gonna be doing this one.
You go for it.
Alrighty. Let me just add this up. So that'll be 18 to hit. Oh, 18.
18 damage? Okay.
Mhm.
So, you saying anything while you do it?
Yes.
What are you saying to him?
She's just gonna like go up to him and like ready the blade, and then before she hits, she's just gonna say, "Don't you ever touch me or defile me again." And then she just goes down to hit.
You just, as you say this, the sword shoots into a burst of energy as you cleave through with it, dealing a huge portion of damage to this entity, as he's never been hit that hard from previous rounds. Takes a huge chunk of damage, and as you see the sword slices through as it would flesh, and his body begins to shake, flicker in and out of existence. However, it does seem to coalesce back into form once more, just barely holding on at this point. With that, we are now going to go to his turn, and he is going to disappear into the wall. So he's going to disappear into the wall to where you guys cannot see him, and then reappear right next to you, Max, making good on his promise to come to you next. And as he does, he says, "You will pay for what you've said," and reaches out to grab you on the shoulder.
I'm gonna stick my tongue out.
Okay. Oh shit. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, and you are going to take 16 necrotic damage. As he touches you, you feel that cold embrace of death, which you become a little bit more familiar with in the passing weeks, overtake your body and feel that searing pain slide down your spine.
As my reaction, I'm gonna use Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, and how does that work?
So he makes a dex save, and I'm using a second level spell slot for it. So he takes 2 or 3d10 or half damage if he
on the next save. And he is still hexed, even though he's not taking the necrotic damage from that hex. So he does have disadvantage on this dex roll.
Oh, it actually only affects skill checks. It doesn't affect the saving throws.
Oh, it doesn't affect saving throws? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like...
let's see what the save is. Not a lot. That is an 8.
All right, that does not save, so I'm going to deal my 3d10.
Jesus.
And it's fire damage.
Okay.
10 damage.
10 damage. As he grips your form and you feel that cold embrace of death take over you, you reach right back out and grab onto him, and you see this pulse of fire come from your hand as it overtakes his whole form and starts going over his body. However, similar to the physical blows that have been dealt to him, you do not think it's done as much damage as it could have. But with that, his form shimmers and flickers once more in and out of existence. Holding this time, he completely disappears for about 5 seconds, and then the form reappears once more, trying to hold itself together, looking extremely rough. Is not going to last hardly any much longer. So, with that is going to be his turn. We are now to Lee.
All right, let's make this wisdom save.
Okay, so go ahead and make that.
Nope.
Nope. So you can no longer go towards him, or you can't move closer to him, and you would have disadvantage on any range attacks you might have.
All right.
You can take your staff and throw it at his face if you want. You don't have really much ranged abilities.
Yeah, so what's actually going to happen is Lee is going to unhitch the hand axe that he has at his belt.
Okay.
And chuck that at him.
Okay, and you do have disadvantage on the roll because you're still considered frightened.
Yeah. That's not going to hit.
Okay. The first roll is like, nope, never mind. I didn't do anything. So as you pull this hand axe off your side, you take it and you throw at this form once more. It throws just a little bit off center, and it crashes into some of the urns and stuff that are on one of these tombs, little level or whatever. Hand axe does not hit. Any bonus action?
Do I have anything that I can actually do from a distance?
It had to be something that wouldn't be an attack either, unless, because you only have unarmed attack for bonus, right?
Yeah. No. No bonus action.
Okay.
As he threw the axe, Lee just said, "Fuck you," and threw the axe.
Okay. And
Totally missed.
as you do, Axe just slams into some urns, spills some ashes down onto the floor, and that'll be your turn. With that, we are now to Hagen. Hagen, you have been searching frantically for this body. Now the glass lid that was broken on the side of the wall is in front of you. You do see his body laying there, and over the chest you can see carved in, or not carved, excuse me, but draped over on the tabard itself in Elvish does say Raynal Hammerbrook. You have your oil in your hand as well as your flint and steel. What are you doing?
I've got to light him up.
All right, so you go ahead and you pour the oil, thick oil draped on up and down his body, and take out the flint and steel and go to strike it. Go ahead and make me a survival check.
Don't forget the salt.
Yeah, just cry on the
Doesn't
body
have to be
real
much.
fast.
You just need a
Yeah.
few sparks. It is oil.
It's okay. I've already
11.
given this guy plenty of salt.
And so as you,
Salty boy.
Jesus Max. So as you go and you start striking this flint and steel, looking over your shoulder, you can see him still standing there, just frantically trying to light this pile of bones. And as you do, a few sparks pop out, and then the oil takes hold as all these bones start going up into flame. You look back over your shoulder towards Raynal's translucent form, and he starts looking at you. And how do you want to do this, man? How do you want him to go?
Burn, bitch, burn, and flip him off.
All right. So as you throw him 2 birds right up to him, he looks over towards you and he reaches out and he says, "No! What are you doing? Stop!" And you see his form while his body is burning, his bones are burning in this casket. You see at the bottom of his body, he starts, a little bit of fire starts licking up over the translucent form. Not normal fire, but a blue, sparkling, translucent, ghostly fire starts coming over him, and it starts taking to the legs, to the upper body, and up to the head. And as he starts screaming out in pain, you see fire shoot from his mouth and his eye sockets, and then at once his body completely explodes into a burst of flame. Max, I need you to make me a dex saving throw. 14. As you see his body turning into flame, you quickly roll backwards and get out of the way as it does explode, and the body or the translucent form of Raynal is no longer in sight. And you guys have just finished off Raynal.
So, if I would have got that done faster, would it have,
He would have taken damage from it.
oh, okay.
He would have taken quite a bit of damage from it. However, since he was he had 5 hit points left. He was very low, and I was going to let you roll 3d10s on him for the fire damage. So, yeah, he definitely died from that. But you guys
Fucking
now sit.
forever.
Yeah, he went down to the G's looking for him, couldn't find this guy. You guys are left in this crypt as the sounds of battle come back down to a normal state. The crypt itself dead silent. Amara looking over yourself, the wounds closed up. However, you still feel just that little tickle. You feel he should not have been inside you. He took over your body, and you as a paladin, this kind of shakes you a little bit to your core, as you know you are very strong in the religious faith. But that's it. He's done. You guys already have the bones of Josephine Hammerbrook in Amara's pack, as Lee had loaded them into their last session. Very haphazardly thrown in.
Is there anything left in the casket that didn't burn of his?
On his, there is a longsword of his. It looks to be of normal quality. Doesn't look like it would be too much use for anybody in the party, but you could probably take it and sell it to some merchant for some coin.
Does anybody want that? I don't.
Pass.
Nah.
No.
Okay.
Amara doesn't want anything to do with him.
Alright, now piss in his casket.
All right. So you just see Hagen
Christ,
jump
Hagen.
up onto the top of this casket and just whip out, and he just starts pissing right in this dude's casket, all over the smoldering, burnt ashes of these bones that was Raynal.
Fantastic. That's gonna.
I didn't
smell
want
good.
anything else to catch on fire.
He's got to put it out, man. So
Amara turns.
the bones are now thoroughly drenched from Hagen, and you guys are free to do as you want.
Only you can prevent
Uh,
crypt fires.
So, Thodak doesn't know that I'm telepathic yet, right?
No, the only people that would know would be Lee and Amara, everyone else, and you do not know Hagen. You just see this random half-elf with a cloak over his head and a couple of daggers, just pissing on some ashes. It was Randall. You don't know him from Adam.
I want to try using deception to try to make my voice in Thodak's head sound a little bit like the guy who we just killed. I'm going to say boo.
Okay. Thodak, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Well, that was really fucking good. That is a 21.
21? You hear him say it, however, at first you start thinking that it was Raynal as his voice was a little bit booming, but it just has this little twinge of Max on the end that kind of giggles as he says it. He can't hold,
I'm like,
even in this form, he
standing
can't
there
hold a
giggling.
straight face, even though he's just talking to you through his mind, and through his own mind, he giggles at the end of saying this.
Who the fuck is in my head? Just freaking out, just looking around frantically.
My B, it's Max.
But you're over there.
So guys, I can talk again, but it's in a weird way. I'm gonna try to reach out to everyone with it.
And we'll say you being connected to these people, except for Hagen at this point, Amara, Lee, and Thodak, you all hear this. As you are still learning this new power, Max, Hagen, you would not hear what he's saying at this point.
I'm going to mouth the words as I telepathically say them.
So it's a little bit less weird?
Yeah, so people don't freak out quite as much.
Okay. So you guys now know he has this new power. At least the three of you do. And Hagen, once more, you do not know him as he's run in.
Also, my hair is silver now instead of dark brown.
Ooh.
Ooh,
With
edgy.
my transformation.
Ooh. Oh my.
Emo.
Amara points at your hair and says, "Looks kind of like mine." Like,
Yeah, she does have very white, snow-colored hair as well. So you guys got the bones. Anything else? You guys saying anything else to each other, asking anything, or getting out of here and making your way?
So what are we doing here? You guys got to fill me in. I just asked someone in town if they'd seen you, and you're an odd enough group of people that it was pretty easy.
We gathered the bones of a dead woman to bring to the haunted house. It might fix it.
That's like
Okay.
without context,
For the
Max.
bones.
I was about to say, Max, you have no context to this. You don't know really what's going on, so that could seem a little weird, but you can go with it.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
he knows
you
that
know
there's
what?
a haunted house.
He does know
If
that there's
you're
a
into
haunted
it,
house.
I'm into it. Let's go.
As Lee picks up the hand axe that he threw, he just like looks over at Amara. He's like, "Sorry for punching you."
oh. Amara looks down and just smiles and like wipes her like jaw where like you punched her, and just kind of wipes it and says, "Don't worry, I've been through worse." And then she nods and she says, "Well, how are you guys feeling? And I have some questions to ask. I don't remember much of this fight."
I look
Are we
over
still
at her
20
and
years
say,
older?
Yes, both Lee and Thodak, you guys are still 20 years older.
Shit. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I look over at her and say, "I'm sorry for killing you."
And so Amara, as he does this and looks over to you, you can see what was this pristine black beard now has a lot of traces of gray, as do wrinkles now adorn his face.
Oh shit, I'm Robert Downey Jr.
She
I say, what? You died?
Hagen was around the corner. He had no clue.
What the fuck y'all do to her? Asshole.
I can't believe
She
you
got
killed him.
possessed.
Well, she looks at Thodak and sees that like you're all old, and she immediately just kind of like jumps a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, Bahamut!" Like, she's like, "What did he do to you?"
More than I wish to tell.
She looks at both of you and she says, "I'm sure it'll," and then she pauses, "I'm sure it'll wear off soon," and kind of nods. And she also notes, "So did I die?"
You didn't
A
die.
little bit.
Yeah,
A little
you kind
bit.
of did.
Unconscious.
Not all the way.
I
were
kinda
definitely
hacked
bleeding
you in
out.
half with my great axe.
Yeah, he put a giant wound into your body, so
She kind
definitely
of
not
like
good.
looks and like
And-
touches around it.
Yeah, and as you do, you can feel there is a very uplifted from the skin scar that slides down your body. As this great axe is probably 15 to 18 inches long, it's a very prominent, very pronounced scar that goes down your torso and a little bit on towards your back as you got cleaved while you were laying on your side.
It's probably
Oh.
pretty jagged as well because it's like an orcish great axe, the one that I found from the bandit captain.
Oh, that's right. It's not your clean cut great axe. Yeah, so it's very jagged and it's gonna be a bad scar.
Yeah, she looks down and she kind of like touches it, and then she looks back up and she says, "I don't mind at all. It just reminds me of like how strong you guys are." And she kind of like pats her stomach like where her like armor is, and she says, "We'll go on."
So
I'm
does
just
that
glad
mean
that he's dead.
What's up, Megan?
y'all ready to head out back to the haunted house, or
Everybody good? Anything else you wish to do in here?
we need any short rest or healing or anything like that?
Yeah,
I
Uh,
would like
yeah.
to
Before we do any of that, let's go ahead and take a bio break. We'll be back in probably somewhere between 6 to 10 minutes. So 9:40 our time, or Central Time, excuse me. But either way, we'll be back in about 6 to 10 minutes, and we'll see you guys then. As we do have a few people in chat, or at least Fluffy, Fuffy Butt. Fuffy Butt has been here since the start of the stream,
Fucking hell of
asking
a man.
questions,
Oh my
and
gosh.
yeah, Torn's been talking to him. I've talked to him a little bit as well. So, Fuffy, thanks for watching, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes, man. And shit. We are back. So yeah, no, we're back and stuff. So you guys have just defeated the ghost of Reynolds Hammerbrook, and you already have the bones in your possession, and you are now able to start making your way outside of this place.
Yeah, we should probably leave before somebody finds us in here, honestly.
Oh yeah, because the guards didn't know.
We're kind of robbing graves and burning bodies.
And pissing on said burnt bodies.
Yeah, this
Probably
this
not the
might
best thing
be
to be
a
caught
little bit,
doing.
Risky.
So I go stealth.
All right,
on
go ahead
that
and
note.
roll me a stealth check.
I'm gonna flip my hood up and go stealth.
16.
Okay, go ahead and roll it with. Is it just advantage max? Is that what it gives?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool.
I'm pretty sure.
I forget it.
Except for the way that Lee probably words it. It's more like, we should leave.
Oh my god. I rolled a 1 and a 19.
Nice.
So, 26.
26, and what was yours, Hagen?
16.
16, nice. Okay, so you both start creeping a little bit quieter through the shadows. You all... Go ahead.
Should I carry the bones since I'm stealth? Or should Ben?
You can ask Amara.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, Amara seemed to
Yeah.
want to carry them.
Amara, and it's up to
go
you.
for it.
If you
I mean-
feel like we've been Oh, yes.
I was going to say, you just have them in your backpack, so you don't look any different. However, if they were to check your pack and find bones, that could bring up something, but it's just up to you.
Because if they do check, that'll be really awkward. What if
And
they,
I will
like,
say, Max, when you ran in here, you didn't notice any guards outside. So you can relay that. You relayed that information to the group.
I didn't see any guards outside, but I think I want to go a little bit ahead of everyone so that I can just make sure to distract any guards that I do see.
Okay. Hagen, are you wanting to make your way up as well since you're stealthing? Both of you stealth up?
Yeah, I might as well since I've already talked to him.
Okay. So, Max, this half-elf, or excuse me, this wood elf that you haven't seen before, go ahead and gives you a nudge and tells you he'll come with, and just relays a little bit of information that he's kind of with the group now. So, hey, you guys are friends.
What's up, man?
That's how it works.
Hey, what's up? I say in your head, and then I say, please don't freak out.
And so you hear his voice ring throughout your own mind.
Okay.
Cool with me, no problems. All right.
Shit I've seen today.
So both of you start making your way a little bit ahead of the group, and you now all have got what you came down here for. You were told to bring the body or the bones back of Josephine Hammerbrook back to this house in the Lower Commons, and that the curse would be lifted from this house. You all begin to make your way out of these catacombs and these royal crypts, when yet another cold chill takes over your spine.
As it's happening, Lee's just like,
Oh,
damn
no.
it.
It's a very familiar cold chill that you once felt when you first entered these crypts.
Is it?
And all of you feel it at once. It just instantly, this overwhelming sense of fear and dread takes over as a chill runs down all of your spines.
Are we by any chance by the Fs?
You have made your way towards the Fs at this point, yes.
I'm thinking that it's the guy that we fought before. There was that chill that we got, wasn't it? Where we saw 2 specters.
Right.
We should
Lee just kind of like looks around and is like, book it?
And so
Yeah,
you've
let's
all
get the
learned
fuck
what this
outta here.
chill means as you pull out your weapons and start running down this down through these catacombs. They're dead silent, except you can hear this dripping of water. Drip, drip, drip. It's been heard the whole time. You all start to notice white flowing dresses coming from different crypts. At first it's just one, then another. However, as you all look around these crypts, you can see there's 5, 10, 15, 20 or more of these creatures coming out of the walls, all floating at different stages of decomposition. Some are missing arms and legs, others have giant slashes across their necks and throats. One is missing a head completely, and they all start to give off a huge, extremely loud scream and the scream after scream starts filling these hallways, and they all start to descend upon your group. You all start to see white swirling beams coming from their hands shooting towards all of you. What are you doing?
Run.
How far are we from the exit or whatever?
You're about 200 foot from the exit.
And so if we took dash actions,
Mm-hmm.
we'd make about 65 feet.
Yeah, so I mean, it would probably take you about 3 turns or so to make your way out of these crypts. And as I said, there's about 20, maybe even more. You can only see 20 of these different specters coming out of the walls, screaming and holding out their hands towards you guys.
What do y'all want to do?
Can I sneak away?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, you can try. Your movement will be halved if you're. Is it halved if you're sneaking? Is that a thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
Well,
so,
it's-
yeah.
If you're traveling, I know it's halved.
We're not
but
going to
I
worry
don't know
about it.
in combat sneaking.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just say you would have your full movement. However, these beings seem to know your presence, even though you hide within the shadows.
Like 20 of
Okay.
them, man.
There's like 20 of them.
Let's see. I'm looking actually, and under Channel Divinity, paladins can use Turn the Unholy.
Okay. Now how does it
So,
work?
I can. It's an action, so I wasn't sure like if that would count.
Okay. Well, I mean, what does it do?
Oh yeah, here I can like read it to you if you want.
Yeah.
So it's as an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer, censoring fiends and undead, using your Channel Divinity. Each fiend or undead you can see or hear within 30 feet of you must make a Wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. You said.
Mhm.
So, as you cast this, the Wisdom saving throw would be a 12.
Yes.
No, I'm asking. I rolled a 12. What's the Wisdom
Oh,
saving throw?
my bad. 13.
13? So they would fail this save. You see 5 beings around you all recoil in this divine magic that you cast. What are they doing? What's happening?
I believe they just turn away.
Okay. So these 5 specters, they all turn and start moving out of the direction. However, you start seeing another 10 to 15 start closing in on your position.
Book it?
Yeah, let's run.
You need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, book it.
Book it.
Okay, so all of you, you all just go into a dead sprint towards this, the exit of this hellish place, running past row and row of crypts and tombs. Down each aisle, you can see more and more of these specters coming out. You must have counted 30 to 40 by this point. So this is going to be a gauntlet, and as we're doing this, let's just go ahead and change the music a little bit.
Oh.
So you're all running down this hallway just as fast as you can, specters coming from the left and the right. I need all of you to make me either an athletic check or an acrobatics check.
It's a 19 for me.
23.
Oh. 14.
19.
11.
Okay, Max, as you're running past one of these crypts, you actually trip and fall down over your own feet because you're trying to run too quickly. You just fall a little bit back behind the group, and it allows one of these spectral beasts or spectral forms to come up and shoot out one of these beams, locks onto you and hits you. You're going to take 6 necrotic damage, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, natural 20.
That's 20.
So 21 total.
Yeah, no problem. So you feel that cold embrace try to grasp onto your heart. However, you just you bite down and get back up and continue on running as the group. I need everyone to make me another round of athletics or acrobatics checks.
Oh my god.
10 for me.
Nat 20.
Not one.
25. 25.
And Max, what were you?
6.
6. Both Max and Thaldak once more falling behind the group. Thaldak, another one, you fall behind the group as they're a little bit quicker at this point, looking over your shoulder at these specters coming out. You actually shoulder check one of the crypt walls as you're running by, and it slows you down just enough for one of these beams to connect with you as well. You're going to take 7 necrotic damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Max, as you're running, one of these specters pops out from the right in front of you. The rest of the group dodges out of the way. However, you are just caught right in the horrible position, and doesn't give you enough time to react as a beam locks onto you. You take 6 necrotic damage. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. What was your Thaldak?
8.
8. Thaldak, your hit points are now reduced from the maximum hit points is reduced by 7.
I got 12.
12. Once again, you feel it try to take over your body as whatever this death magic is. However, you bite down and use that resolve you've learned as you've dealt with the death magic as well over these past few weeks, and doesn't seem to affect you at all. Once more, everybody needs to make me a acrobatics or athletics check.
Oh, I got a nat 1.
Oh, I thought you said nat 20.
No.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah,
complete opposite.
so you as well, as you're running out of these crypts, one of these specters actually comes out of the top of the ceiling. You can see it, its mouth agape with its jaw broken and its tongue ghastly hanging out, shoots out a beam. As you're running over your head, you see it shoot straight down towards you. You will take 7 necrotic damage. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. And good job on you for being honest about that, because I skipped over you.
No, yeah, no. I was like, wait.
Yep, awesome. Good job.
Is that plus anything or?
Plus your Constitution.
Oh.
Or
Yeah.
I'd say the Constitution saving throw, top left of your sheet.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
might have proficiency with it. I don't know.
Okay, so that'll be a 12.
12. You feel this icy grip of this death magic take hold, but you shrug it off, feeling that resolve of your religious background, and continue to run once more. Athletics checks from everybody, or acrobatics?
25. Again.
23.
17.
Hey, me too.
18.
18.
Nice.
So at this point, all of you burst through the exit of the royal crypts, dodging your way in and out of these specters as the beams crash down onto the ground. The musky air of the crypts gives way to the fresh air outside. And
Do the crypts have doors?
they do not have doors, no.
Okay.
So as you all bust through, you feel that, you smell and feel the fresh air hit your body. Looking behind you, you're all just waiting for these spirits to follow you out. 5 seconds pass, then 10. You can see movement by the entrance of the crypts. You would assume it's either the spirits or maybe somebody else. However, nothing seems to be breaking the darkness of those crypt doors or that crypt opening. And you find yourselves outside, nothing seeming to follow you out. Feeling safe once again.
Are there any guards around?
Yeah.
At the moment, looking around, there's no one actually guarding the crypts. It seems that the group, since they went in, the guards might have took a break or something like that. If you were looking for a guard in particular, you could walk around and try to find one, but you're not really seeing anybody at the moment.
Can I actually down a health potion, please?
Yeah, go ahead. And so you can do that. And also, I mean, you guys can take a short rest whenever you want as well, and roll some hit dice if you need to.
Yeah, I bet that we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the health potions again?
2d4 plus 2.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. And so you guys go ahead and take a little bit of a breather at this point, making your way right outside the crypts, standing in the royal district right next to the high keep itself. Everyone takes a little bit of a breather, and yeah, you guys go ahead and heal up. So anybody that wants to roll hit dice, go ahead and roll those, and that'll be it. Anything else you're doing on the short rest?
Let's see.
I will play my Song of Rest.
I will attune to that
Can that
amulet
work
I
on
found.
short rest?
Oh, good call. Yeah. So you found the amulet. You'll go ahead and attune to that.
And I want to do the same with my cloak.
All right, sounds good. I will say that it does take an hour for attunement, but you could start attuning. If you wanted to take a full hour, you could for a short rest.
What
It's just up
time
to you
is it?
guys. At this point, it's probably midday, probably 4 p.m. or so. Sun's not quite going down yet, but it will be in a few hours.
Do y'all mind if we take an hour?
I mean, I'd have to
Oh.
take an hour to regain my key points anyway, I think. is
Yeah.
what the time is.
Same.
Oh
to
no, it's
regain
only
some
30
life.
minutes, but
Everyone regains an extra 1d6 hit points from my Song of Rest, by the way.
There you go. Roll a
Yay!
d6, and you get that back for your health.
I only took 1 damage in that entire thing.
Did you really?
Or not
didn't
1
take
damage, but I
any.
only took 1 hit.
I was down to 4 right now.
I was at 3 when we burst out the door.
I was at 4.
Almost died again.
I was too busy being lost in the G's to take any damage.
You are.
So I assume our hit points are still nerfed.
Yes.
Maximum.
Mhm.
Maximum hit points are still down if you failed any of your Constitution saving throws. Which Thal'dak, I think you're the only one that actually had that happen to.
Twice, though.
Yeah, twice. So you guys rest up for about an hour, all feeling a little bit more rejuvenated than when you left the crypts. You're now able to make your way to do whatever else you want.
Holy shit.
Where to first? Haunted house?
The
or
house.
find a way to fix? Entity just like gestures towards Thal'dak.
Oh, the thing.
Well, you wouldn't know that his hit point maximum is reduced.
No, but we can see that he's 20 years older.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're 20 years older as
That's
well, but
more-
you can't see it. But yeah, I get what
Yeah,
you're
no,
saying.
I'm not gonna notice that.
Let's go take care of the house before it gets dark.
Come
Now,
on, you old motherfucker. Let's go.
what are the odds that as soon as we get into the house, we're gonna get killed by this person?
It was a spirit that wanted the bones.
It was a spirit that just almost murdered us multiple times.
Yeah, but he could have killed us when we were there the first time too. So
Or
of course this
True.
this chick could be pissed off because we've disturbed her grave too, and I do wear her necklace, and he's got her cloak, and
you guys gotta take off her clothes before we go in there. You can't just wear a woman's clothes into her house.
Amara
I'll
like
just,
nods and
I
like
tuck it under my shirt.
Just
or
suck it
whatever.
under. Alright, so you guys making your way to the house then?
Can I maybe spend some time? Like, are there any flowers around?
I would say, yeah, you'd be able to find a few different bushes with flowers or something like that in the Royal District.
I'm hoping that maybe if I put some flowers like in her bones, like, you know, not in them, but like around them, like decorating them, that she won't be too mad.
Okay, so like as Amara's doing this, Lee is looking really puzzled and just like, what is the reverence for the bones?
I have to assume she's going to be pretty happy that, you know, she was murdered and we're giving her back to her loved one, so I don't expect her to be a bitch about it or anything, but we'll see.
And we also did just ice the dude who killed her.
Yeah,
True.
Again.
we should have
Although-
took a picture
Again,
with our fucking cell phone.
Although a woman should always feel beautiful, even in death. And she kind of just like puts the last flower on it.
Okay, that works. So
What's
you
good?
guys start making your way down towards the house. You all make your way once again towards the lower commons, as you have been there once today. Back to the house that set this all in motion, thinking back on today's events. Venturing is a hard gig, but none of you would trade it for the world. So you're all feeling pretty good about what you're doing. You helped slay somebody that was a murderer. You did find the bones from her, and hopefully bringing them back and showing a little bit of respect. So you all pass through the Royal District, making your way out of it into the Upper District, until you're met with a haphazardly put together cobbled road that's become familiar at this point, making your way down into the Lower Commons itself. You go back to this cursed house once more, finding your way back to the square, looking by and seeing the well that was sitting right outside the house. You can see the white shutters on the door that is still boarded up.
Should we just go
Should
in?
toss the bones in.
Just throw it in.
No.
Here
I
you
don't see
go!
why we need to be in there.
I think it's like a final step if we
So-
just deliver it.
So what if we just burn these bones too?
No.
Well,
Amara, you have
I
the
mean,
bones. You can do with them what you want.
like, hear me out here. Didn't
I wanted
that
to
guy
burn the
say
house down.
that like she wanted him to kill her or something?
No, he said
In the
that
crypt back there.
he said that she was the one that caused his
She
hand.
forced his hand basically.
Yeah, well, like maybe when she did that, it really wasn't his fault that he had to kill her.
Well, everyone else
And
has the
she's
story
trying
until
to
now,
break
Max. She ran away and married a blacksmith instead of being married out to one of the royal families which her father had picked for her. So that was the crime she did against her father.
Now, here's the thing. Being a noble, I feel like that's almost an acceptable thing to do. Like, I wouldn't murder my own daughter, but, like, I know some people who might. I just don't want to die here, you know?
Okay, so how about a like happy medium? Like we take the bones in there, complete the ritual or whatever, then we burn the bitch down.
Why would you do that afterwards, after the house is no longer cursed?
I mean, because it's still a threat. It could
Well,
potentially
the
get
house-
rehaunted.
We
But
don't
what if?
need to burn the house
Okay,
now that we have
how-
the bones.
How about we soak the bones in oil so that we can burn them if things go wrong?
How about someone
So-
just readies their oil and shit starts to break loose? You throw it on the bones.
Okay,
Yeah,
I like
that
that.
sounds like
Go
a
with
good
that.
plan.
All right.
Alright, so you
Amara-
guys going in the
Still
house?
going- Are we still going in the
Like,
house?
Amara just looks at you guys and she's like, she had a very valid point, and then just kind of like grabs the satchel and is like, "We're gonna go inside. Are you gonna follow me?"
Okay.
I follow.
All right.
So Amara
I'll
taking
go.
charge and going into the house. So you go, you make your way inside this house. It seems to be just the same as when you left it. You can see that your footprints, the footprints that you left in the dust from the last time you were here. So you're now inside this house. You do have the bones at hand. What are you doing?
Calling out to her husband and saying, "We've brought what you requested," and laying them on the floor. I guess, Amara.
Amara, what are
Amara's
you doing
just
with
gonna-
bones?
Yeah, Amara's just gonna start like slowly like laying down like the nice cloth and putting the bones down one by one and putting the flowers here and there, and then standing up and kind of moving at a respectable pace away.
So as you say this, Hagen and Amara, you start laying the bones down in a presentation that would show respect. A few moments pass and there doesn't seem to really be any kind of response. Just when all of you think that nothing's really going to happen, all of the shutters slam down at once, leaving you in this room full of darkness. A familiar ghastly voice calls out once more. I thought I made myself clear. Get out of my house.
Amara's gonna gesture to the bones and say, "Well, we've brought what you wanted. Please take a look."
And as you say this, Amara, you see this seemingly figure, this dark, shrouded figure, almost melting through the ceiling and materializing right in front of you. As it does, it comes up in just this dense shadow. And he looks at you, just the eyes on it just piercing red. And he looks at you as his image is, somewhat frightening. And he says, lies. You shall be punished for your rhetoric. And he rears back and pulls out a ghostly claw and starts coming down towards you. And then as he's swinging his claw, you hear, Grayson, stop! A voice rings out. As this figure is about to attack you, you all look back and the shutters seem to slowly start opening. Light starts pouring into this room, much more than you would expect from the sunlight. A swirl of yellowish light starts to fill the room as warmth starts to overtake all of you. And as this light comes into the room, you can see it start to materialize into a beautiful young lady. Her hair flows with an ethereal wisp. A beautiful dress sits atop her heavenly form. The figure starts slowly floating towards the other dark figure. As she reaches a hand out to the figure, it looks as if the two forces are battling, the darkness and the light. She reaches the hand out, and the darkness seems to be doing everything it possibly can to hold back from the light, but you can start seeing it flicker and give away. A few moments pass, and it does finally give away, and her hand falls onto the shadowed face and begins to stroke it lightly. Grayson, what happened to you? What happened to the sweet boy I fell in love with? What did they do to you? And as she says this, you can see a shimmer and a flicker to the body as the darkness surrounds the figure. It is struggling to hold its own form. Josephine. Is it really you? Josephine, I've been so lost without you, my love. They took you from me. I could not move on without you. Moments pass, she speaks up once more. My love, I was never gone. I was watching over you every moment. I was there holding your hand when they arrested you. I cried in the cell holding you while you slept. I watched in horror as they put you to death. I never left you, Grayson. I was by your side the whole time. Now let this darkness go. Let this darkness go and let me hold you once more. As she says this, the darkness seems to rapidly pulse in and out, almost as if it's breathing. Every other second you can see a human man inside of the darkness as it keeps getting shrouded back in. The pulsing comes to a climax, and at the moment, a burst of light fills the room. It's blinding and overwhelming. None of you can see at this point. You hear a devilish scream let out, and as the blinding light fades, in front of you are now two glowing yellowish figures. Josephine, I missed you so much. It's okay, my love. I am here with you now. Both figures embrace and look towards the group. Thank you. Thank you so much, Grayson says. I'm very sorry for the things I've done. My mind was clouded with rage and revenge. But you brought my beloved back to me. You have saved me from internal unrest. For that, I am grateful. Looking towards all of you.
Oh.
We do what we can.
Amara goes on one knee and just bows politely and says, "It was all for you."
Anybody else? Everybody good?
We re-killed Brainol for you.
I was watching. Thank you for getting rid of that terrible, terrible man.
Wait,
And,
you were watching and you didn't help?
I could not help as my body was not reconnected with my house. This was the only way I was able to come back. And so as you all say this, she looks towards you again, and looking back at fuck, what's his name?
Grayson?
Grayson, thank you. I was thinking Silas, that's his brother. She looks back at Grayson once more and kind of strokes his cheek and gives him a kiss, and she says, "Thank you all for bringing us back together. You are all true heroes, and your deeds have not gone unseen. Bahamut smiles down upon all of you for what you've done. Know that the gods are still watching, as they always have." She looks over towards Grayson. She says, "Shall we?" Grayson looks up and he says, "Let's." And you see both figures embrace once more as swirling light fills the air again. The light starts moving faster and faster, kicking up dust throughout the house. And in an instant, both figures are completely gone. The extreme light fades back down to normal and the dust starts to settle inside the house. You're all left standing there. A few moments pass and a much more pleasant voice takes the room, omnipresently. "Behind the fireplace, a gift. Bahamut be with you all." And back down to silence.
Oh, we did it.
So they're dead now. For good this time.
Yes.
I'll
and
check behind the fireplace.
All right,
Amara
so,
just nods.
so going up to the fireplace, both Thodak and Max, looking at it, it is complete stone. Just a stone fireplace sitting in front of you.
Are there like any candlesticks or anything on it?
No, not that you can see.
Okay, I'm going to look for like bricks or something to press in. Any kind of like hidden release or anything.
Okay, you go up, you start inspecting the wall. Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
That would be a 4.
4, touching around on the bricks. Seem like normal bricks, man.
Now, is this fireplace like in the middle of the house, like blueprints wise?
No,
I
it's
could go
on
into
the
room behind it.
no, it's on the far left-hand side. The wall that you would assume to be the outside wall as well. Well, not the outside wall, but it's right there on the cusp of that outside wall. So there would be no rooms behind it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I walk up and make a perception check
Yeah, go
on
ahead.
the fireplace?
See if there's anything you can see.
15 plus 20 modded.
20. Looking at the fireplace, you don't see anything that you'd be able to press in or candlesticks to pull down to release some kind of lever. You do see a brick that looks a little bit slightly newer than the rest. However, there is mortar around it, and it seems to be stuck in place.
I would like to take my dagger out and
Start chipping away at the mortar. Yeah, so you start chipping away at the mortar. Go ahead and... no, that's fine. You chip away. It doesn't take you too long. Maybe a minute or so. You knock out all the mortar, and you go ahead and pull the brick out of place. Looking in, you can see that there is just a dark hole behind it.
I reached my hand in the hole.
Okay, so as you reach your hand in the hole, you feel spider webs take over your hand, as well as a slow tickle of something crawling up it. What are you doing?
Nice. I'm taking my hand back out of the hole.
Okay. So Hagen pulls his hand back out of the hole. On your hand, you do see a spider. You seem to have disturbed its house, and you kind of swat it off really quickly, and it hits the floor and scurries away. And there's a hole.
I want to try to reach in, but I want to cast Blade Ward on myself before I do,
Okay.
to give myself protection from piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. So I have resistance.
So you slowly start making your hand into this hole. Make sure you mark off that spell slot. You slowly start
Cantrip.
feeling in. Oh, is it a cantrip? Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. You start feeling around very carefully as to not trigger any kind of traps or something that might be in here. Your hand seems to grasp around what seems to be some kind of sack. Pulling it out, it does have some weight to it. And you go ahead and open it inside, and inside you can see, roughly you start counting out by the weight of it. You've dealt with gold before, as you are a noble. You would assume there to be somewhere around 700 gold pieces in this satchel.
Oh,
Damn.
that's a lot.
So we have this money, around 700 gold. Do we want to add it to the group bank that I have? Or do we want to just split it up between us?
I think we should deposit it into the Bank of Max.
Yeah, I think we should deposit it as well.
All right.
How much gold do you have, Hagen?
380.
Okay, so you're about where we all are.
So you're just going to deposit that in the group fund then, Max?
Yeah, so now the group fund has 1,037 gold.
All right. There you go. If you guys ever need some shit, they definitely got some gold on hand.
Now, one other thing that I wanted to bring into possibility.
Uh-huh.
Inns cost money.
Right?
Haunted houses with people who we just released to the afterlife don't cost money to live in.
True.
That's a good point.
This house has owners.
No, there's no other
Better.
house. It's
Dead.
abandoned.
No? Well, okay.
Oh. What are the squatters like? Or squatters laws like? In Reddit,
Yeah.
Flourish?
I can drive people away with minor illusion, just like make barking dog noises or something to make them still think it's haunted.
But don't we
You
want
are
to tell the
telepathic,
lady?
We'll have it on lock. Any debt collectors come to play, I'll just talk to their minds and scare them off.
So I mean, is this place like condemned, like red tape?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely abandoned. It's not lived in whatsoever. Like I said, the front door is completely boarded up. You would assume probably nobody's going to be looking into this house.
And the aura of the house is like a lot lighter now since like they finally found freedom, right?
Very much so. That darkness and that energy that you once felt when you first entered this house seems to have made its way. Seems to have made its way out of the house now. a very calmful peace takes over this newly uncursed house, and you feel like it's probably pretty decent.
We
So did
still
we
have
just get a base of operations? Is that a thing?
We still have these bones here. What if somebody comes in and sees them?
Well, I mean, she's in the afterlife now. We can just kind of just put them behind the fireplace.
What if we like
Alright.
made like a nice something at least respectful for the bones, just out of respect because we're taking over their old house.
We
Maybe
can
like
bury them
burning.
out back
Yeah,
and just
let's go
say,
bury
hey,
them out.
that's where the owners were buried.
Burning it would make sure their spirits are gone.
I think burying would be a good idea.
Are you a pyromaniac? You just want to burn everything.
So
It's not that he's a pyromaniac. He just sincerely believes that burning is a good solution.
Okay, I love it, man. Don't get me wrong.
So
You
Fuffy
guys-
just brought up a good point in chat. He said, "Do we have to get homeowners insurance?"
Gotta get like
We're
Geico.
squatters.
Yeah,
We're squatters. We don't legally live here. It's fine.
What's the
Well, I
taxes
mean-
like on this place?
the taxes
we
are
don't legally live here.
the taxes
We
are
could
very
probably
low.
Convince them to give us an enormous discount on purchasing this from the city,
Yeah.
considering they don't know that it's not haunted anymore.
Or I mean, we are pretty good with the High King now. I mean, he might just give this to us for solving the issue. We should probably talk with him about
It's
it.
not like we totally broke into the crypts and grave robbed and burned a body. And
All over
now
the
they're an incredibly dangerous place to be.
We can leave certain choice aspects of the story out.
How are the schools in the area, Fluffy Butt? In chat. Schools are top notch, man. Roresh schools are the best.
I mean, we are in the
They're
lower country, so
They're asking the important questions right now.
Yeah.
Well, see, with that stomach injury, can the one of us that can actually produce children still produce children?
You wouldn't know yet. You would have to try.
not that group produces asexually, sir.
I don't know if that's where this campaign is going. We are not going to make a sitcom in a haunted house. That's not where we're going.
The Friends music starts playing into the background. I'll be there for you.
He looks over at like everyone and she like looks at the house as well and she says, "You know, I think it'd be really nice if we set up our home here, our own home with like a family." And then she kind of like looks at you guys and she's like, "What do you think? We could have like
It's
little
gives her
everything."
this blank ass stare and it's like,
I will say it's a very small abode. You guys could be able to make it work, but there's no furniture, there's no tables, there's no beds. So you would have to furnish this at your own pace. So I mean, but you can do whatever you want to do. It's just up to you guys.
Is there a basement?
Yes, there's a little root cellar down below. It's not very big at all, but probably a 10 by 10 stoned root cellar.
How many bedrooms?
Honestly, there's only one real main room to this house, except for the upstairs. But in the upstairs is kind of the living quarters, at least how they had it. There's enough room for maybe 3 beds or so, maybe max. Down at the bottom, there is a little bit more space. You could use some of it for bedding. However, it'd be kind of like a bed / kitchen / dining area. It'd be kind of one of the economy apartments. Just kind of one room. You can make it work. It would just be very cozy for 5 people.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah.
It's better than having to pay for an inn. We do need to buy some beds for it, though. But we should probably ask Bowden if we have permission.
Yeah.
And don't forget, for stuff like that, that's what the group fund money's for. You could easily furnish the house with the group fund, and there you go.
Yeah, maybe Bowden will let us have it for free for solving the problem. Then we can just use the group bank to furnish the place, make it look all nice. Maybe get some like mannequins to put our fighting armor on, so that we can feel like real vigilantes.
Straight up Skyrim, this bitch.
Yeah, they're gonna
Like,
have like a big fire pylon just built. They're gonna light it on fire to signal all of you for your presence. It'll be great.
Can we get like
I
bed
don't like
sheets?
mannequins.
Can I
I
get a
love-
salmon
I
ladder?
feel like we're about to have a shopping montage come into play.
I mean, we do have to go get our clothes for the feast as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too. That's gonna be fucking great.
I know. I know. If we get beds, I do request that we get at least one cute bed, like with like nice, like a blanket. That'll be my bed.
Well, I mean, if you would like, since you're the only female in the group, you could just have the root cellar all to yourself to furnish as your own personal room.
Just stick her in the cellar.
I mean, it would be private, and you could make it look good.
I mean, it's all made out of stone. It's very dark, but you could hang up some wall sconces and make it your own.
Some
It could be
flowers and
Yeah, it could be like a little cottage themed, like almost like a grandma house. It'd be
There you
just so cute. Okay, yeah.
And then up here, we can just hang up trophies of our kills on the wall.
Very cool.
We have.
So-
in the next 45 minutes of the stream are us home decorating.
I know. So at this point, you guys have cleansed this house of this curse. What are you doing? You can sleep in here tonight with no beds. You can go talk to Bowden. You can go to an inn.
Yeah, let's.
I mean, it is right now. It's winding down late afternoon, probably 5 o'clock or so, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I mean, the sun hasn't set yet. There still are some shops open and stuff like that. Not many, but a few of them are still open. So I mean, you can do whatever you want to do.
Shall we go talk with Bowden?
Yeah, let's go see what's up with him.
Okay, so you all want to make your way up to the high keep?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So you all go ahead and leave up the house. You close the door, and definitely looks a lot better. Not this just eerie feeling hanging around the house anymore. You all are inside the lower commons. You start making your way out towards the Royal District. Up towards the Royal District, it is a little bit higher up on the plateau, so the road up to it is a little bit more of an embankment. But you all make your way up through the upper commons into the Royal District itself, across the stone bridge to where the high keep is. And walking in, you can see there are people still moving around, getting stuff ready for this feast that's to come. You have a few different people look of more importance, maybe council members of sort, sitting there telling some servants where to hang stuff on the walls and where to put different things and stuff like that. So, but making your way through, there is a little bit more hustle and bustle in here as they are getting prepared for this feast tomorrow night. You look up towards the throne, which is on an elevated platform, as both giant cedar tables are to the left and right of the group. Making your way up, you can see Bowden sitting up there, just talking with some of his advisors and stuff like that. And he says, her name was Queen Clarimonda, or Clarimonda. Her name was Queen Clarimonda, correct? Yes. Okay. Just want to make sure I had the name correct.
NPC names you can't pronounce.
I know.
I like to
And,
think that was Bowden, though.
Yeah,
Clarimonda.
Bowden said
Clarimonda?
Clarimonda?
I know, yeah.
Clarimonda. Clarimonda. Okay, I have it. Thank you. And he sees all of you walking up, and he says, you again. What services do you need? How can I help?
Oh.
So we killed a ghost.
You killed a ghost.
We're wondering if we can have the haunted house.
And he looks at you with a very puzzled look.
I'm mouthing the words as I'm telepathically talking to him.
Yeah, and so as he's looking at you, he says, "Are you in my head?"
Not literally, but
Well, obviously, I see you standing there.
yeah, that's how I talk. I'm sorry, like I got this whole thing.
You did not.
My head almost came off.
And this is a one-way conversation to all of you guys. You just hear Max addressing, or you hear him addressing Max, but none of you hear what Max is saying.
But you do see my lips moving.
Yeah. So if anybody's good at lip reading, you're good to go. And so he looks at you and says, "You did not have this power last time we spoke, or rather, you did not speak as you came back from the bandit camp."
Yes, I had to do some soul searching, literally.
I can understand. Well, it's good to see that you at least have some way to communicate. This haunted house you speak of, you're talking about the house with the spirit that was in the lower commons, the cursed house.
Yes.
Yes.
The hammer
Amara.
state.
Amara's gonna nod and kind of like bow politely and then say, "Well, it was haunted."
You've cleansed the curse then.
Yes, all of us have. And she gestures to everyone.
He looks towards you, and you can see he's, definitely a little impressed. He says, "Well, that house has been cursed for, many years at this point. We've had countless clerics go in and try to do the deeds, but they were all forced out by this evil spirit. The fact that you found your way to somehow cleanse the curse, I do applaud you for that. Max here was talking and saying that you wish to own this house.
Yes, if that would be all right with you.
Kind of crosses his arms a little bit and he starts thinking. He says, well, I honestly cannot think of anyone that would want a house that used to be haunted, even if you say you've cleansed the curse. It's been empty for years now, and we have not been able to sell the property to anybody, so if you want it, you can have it. I wouldn't even have you pay for it, as it's almost useless at this point.
Tax free?
There is a tax for every house in Roresh, as it does go to help the city. The tax is very small, but 100 gold a year. And if you would be able to come up with that money, I think we would be able to arrange that for you.
I will take out 100 gold.
And as you do, he's not used to seeing people just sling around gold left and right. Gold's a pretty uncommon resource, especially for most people around this area. And you just pull out this giant sack of gold and hand it to him. And he looks at you and he says, "Is this all of it up front?"
Yes, I'm not going to lie. It is very heavy.
And as you say that, he says, "It does have some weight. I trust your judgment. You've done great services for me in the past. Not many people pay their taxes up front, but I think we can get you a deed written up in order, and it would probably be able to be done within the next day or so. You know what? Honestly, you all are planning to still come by for the feast, correct?"
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let's say when you come by for the feast, I will already have the deed written up by my scryers, and the house should be yours at that point. Obviously, you can feel free to go ahead and start living in it at this point, as you already have paid, and I believe that'll work out. On the deed, do I need to just put this in one name, multiple? Or does your group have a name? Do you have a name for yourself? Asking to all of you.
Well,
Group name.
What should we be named?
guys, what should we be named?
We could be
Can
called the
chat
shit.
help?
What?
The shits.
I don't know if we want to have that name. On the deed.
That's quite suspicious.
But I mean, that would be great, because anytime like we have to go kill somebody or deal with someone, we can say that they got the shits. So
God damn
Like
it.
as you pull the glasses off, you could say, "They got the shits."
Oh shit, I don't know.
If you do not have a name, that is fine. We can leave it blank for now. You could let me know tomorrow at the feast, and we could amend the deed and have it written in.
Ah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, that sounds like the best idea.
All right, we will make that so then. I will have them draft the deed and leave a blank spot for the name of the group, and you come with me tomorrow with your group name, and we will have you written in on the deed.
Thank you so much for all your help.
He looks at Amaro and he's like, "Do you still have the letter?"
Yes, I do. And then she grabs the bag that like she had all the bones in. He kind of like scrummages through and pulls out the small paste paper and hands it to Lee. And
Why'd you hand it to me? He hands it back.
She looks at you. She doesn't know that you can't read, so she kind of.
yeah, I guess she wouldn't know by this point, would she?
No, you haven't told me, but she'll take it back and approach the king and slowly put it out and say, "I feel as though this would be a good piece of evidence if you would like to look into the case again."
What were we? We were asking Hagen. You were asking about the family. So
yeah, if you could send someone to talk to him.
yeah. So he looks towards you, and he says, "Yes, I could easily send somebody to do that and talk with the Norse family, and just let them know that the curse has been lifted. Seems easy enough. Anything else that you require of me tonight?"
Where could I get some kind of woodworking done to install a stable?
To install a
at
stable
our
outside the
new
house?
place.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Right.
He says, he looks at you and he says, there are a few different carpenters here in Roresh. I'm sure if you go to the market district and ask around, you'd probably be able to find a carpenter to do so.
Oh, wonderful.
You know what I totally just remembered?
What's that?
We borrowed that guy's horse. That guy's horses.
Yep.
I didn't.
Haven't sent them back yet.
Nope.
Oh,
I think.
You also haven't paid the stable master for the days you guys have been here, which has been over a week at this point.
Yeah, I can't remember how long we quote unquote rented the horses.
Ben, how much was your horse? Like, how much did it cost?
Mine?
It was like 300?
400.
400?
oh.
We don't have enough money to cover those.
Something you'll have to
mine's a
figure
good
out if you go back
horse.
to Valenwood. Because you did get them from Valenwood.
We could just never go back.
But anything else for Keeper Erden? Or not Keeper Erden, wow. High King Bowden before you guys make your way on?
I was just gonna ask if he can maybe ask his wife, because she's the queen, if she knows any good places for like, well, she doesn't know the term for it, but like gooey, like cream, pretty much, like
Okay.
lotion.
Oh, okay, I got you. So something you would apply to the skin.
Yeah, but she doesn't know what it's called, so she's just like
Yeah.
the goop. Like,
The goop.
the
He said he
goop.
looks at you a little bit confused, and he says, "You're talking the something you would put on the skin."
Yes.
Yes.
Preferably
What's that?
for
Preferably
scars, perhaps.
to help with a scar.
Hmm.
I do not know if they have anything like that. I have not used anything like that sort. You might check with just a local cleric. Maybe they would be able to mend any kind of scars and take those away. I will talk with her though. She's in bed at this moment, sleeping up as she's had a hard day. But I will talk with her tomorrow, and if any of you, or if she has any information about that, she'll be able to let you know at the feast tomorrow.
Yes.
And do you know of anyone who can reverse aging? As you can tell, I look a little bit older.
Reversing aging. I would talk once again with the cleric, just as she might, and maybe speak with them and see if they could do anything about it.
Thank you, High King.
No, thank you for your services. Anything else? All right. So what are you guys doing? You make your way back out of the High Keep, crossing over the bridge. What's happening? It's probably at this point 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish. Sun's just now setting over the mountaintops. Night is dusk is starting to take over, and a little bit of chill starts coming over.
All right.
So, do we?
I assume you guys need to rest to get your spells back, so we should probably do that.
Yeah.
So you're just going back to the house and sleeping on the floor? I know a few of you
Got
have
bedrolls.
have bedrolls and stuff like that that you could bust out. So I mean, you guys just making your way back to the house?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fine. So you guys find yourself back down this path towards the lower commons, back to the house that is now 100% curse-free, thanks to all of your deeds. Making your way through the back door as the front door is still boarded up. You might need to get that fixed in the future, as this now is your small base of operations. Going inside, there is a fireplace with a upturned kettle that is laying in the floor, so you would have a kettle to possibly cook any kind of food or something like that. Make a fireplace with some wood or something. And but that's about it. As far as anything else, there's no tables, there's no cutlery, there's nothing in this house that's unfurnished. So you guys going in there, grabbing something to eat? What are you doing? Going to bed?
We lost our casserole, guys.
I'm gonna go outside,
No.
take the crowbar, and unboard the door.
Oh, the front door?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go out there with your crowbar and you stick it behind the boards and start prying them up, pulling the boards off the door. And as you get all of them off, takes you probably 5 minutes or so to knock off all these boards. You go ahead and grab the handle and walk inside, and the door opens freely. A little bit creaky.
I bring the boards with me and start a fire.
Nice, good call. I was gonna say it does open freely. However, it is, it has a little bit of rust on the hinges. It's been a while since it's been open, so it creaks very loud as it opens up. And you close it, and it it latches on there, and you go ahead and take the wood and throw it into the fireplace. And
Oh.
what's up?
Can I take some of my oil and put it on the hinges of the door?
Yeah. So you go over to the hinges of the door and you take a little bit of oil out and pour it out of this vial. Start smearing it on the hinges, and you start to open and close the door as to get it in the crevices of this metal. And it starts to quiet down, and the door is no longer squeaking. Max, you fixed the door, man.
Hey.
Yes.
Woo!
One
And
step
only
closer to a
knock.
nice house, man.
Yeah.
Not only do you knock, but you fix doors too.
Yeah, you're like the handyman.
You're the door guy.
Yeah.
Better yet, watch this. I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion and make the back door make a knocking sound.
All right, and so as he does it, all of you hear from behind as he moves his fingers in this way. You hear from behind the room. You hear,
Lee goes and answers the door.
Mara
He like
follows,
walks up
like-
and like opens the door. There's just Tony there, and he's like,
yeah. Damn
I'm
kids.
gonna walk up behind you and whisper into your head, "Orange, you glad I didn't say banana?"
"You notice like
What? All right, Lee, that happens.
you didn't say anything."
As you guys are doing like your little things, Amara's just gonna go to the door and like, kind of like bless the house in a way, and she's just gonna like take out her holy water and kind of like flick some on the floor, and then she's gonna say, "May Bahamut keep us safe," and then she's just gonna kind of like put it back and walk back with you guys and say, "Well, this doesn't seem like such a bad place. This could be a nice home." She like
Yeah.
knocks on one of the boards.
As you do, it falls off.
She like scatters and like puts it back up like.
Yeah, remember he was saying how rickety the floor was and everything when we looked through the window.
Yeah, definitely in need of some repairs, but you guys can do that over time.
We can also add on extra stories to this place. Just build up and make a tower.
You would need to get zoning commission. But
Yeah, but I feel like the zoning laws aren't gonna be super strict considering everything.
Yeah, I mean, we're living in the hood. It's probably not going to be too bad.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, homeowners tax was 100 gold for a year, so we
See,
could also
everybody-
just bribe some city officials.
you are good.
See,
You are in good with the
everybody,
king, so
Yeah, seeing
There's
everybody do something useful. I'm gonna go ahead and would it be okay if I used a key point here to not really? It wouldn't be sweeping, but basically I would just send like a shockwave across the floor to just stir all the dust up and away.
all right. Go ahead and make me a D20 roll. No mods, just D20.
Okay. 12.
12? Yeah. So as you go, you use a key point and focus on this energy, and you just make a loud clap with your hands. As you do, it just, and you can just see this forceful wave just ripple over the floor and up the walls. And as you do, all this dust is just scattered into the air. As the shutters of the window are open, there is a breeze blowing through. You can start seeing a lot of this dust start making its way out of the house. And as everything settles down, it's still dusty in here, but it's considerably better than when you guys were previously in here. So definitely cleaned it up quite a bit with just one little use of that key.
Lee just kinda-
Everybody else, make me a Constitution saving throw.
I know what I was gonna say. How many times do we sneeze?
15.
3.
22.
9.
Both-
4. Now.
4. Okay, both Hagen and Amara, as you were standing a little closer to Lee, as he claps his hand and the sound wave goes across, both of you just have just piercing ringing, just in the ears, and you are considered deaf for around 6 seconds.
Before we go to sleep, I want to use a first level slot to summon an unseen servant. and
Okay.
it lasts for an hour and can do menial tasks. So I'm
Okay.
just gonna have it clean for the first hour that we're sleeping.
Okay, so as you summon this unseen servant, he comes to your side, translucent in form, almost ghostly looking, but he does have a little bit more form than Raynal would have, or one of the specters. And as you give him this task, he holds out his hand. He has nothing to clean with. What are you giving him?
Oh,
What do you want him to clean?
what can I give him?
Hold on, I might have some stuff.
Do you have a shirt? You just
Yeah,
need a
I
soft
mean,
Shit.
shirt.
Okay. Yeah.
I
No.
have clothes.
Like actually, I was like, if Mara
Yes.
says that, he like, and then looks down and he realizes that he doesn't have a shirt because he's torn both the shirts that he had off because they're
Right.
both in tatters.
I have a giant weasel hide that you can use.
How about we give him that? Does anyone have a bucket,
I'm really not
like,
allowed to
with
say.
some water in it?
I get scared really easily.
Because I have soap.
Anybody got a bucket?
I don't have shit.
I got
Did you,
my
hold on,
hand.
hold on really quickly. Did you just ask if somebody had a bucket with water in it?
Yeah.
Who carries around
Right.
this bucket with water in it? No,
Well-
either way. There's a well outside, so you could use it.
Oh, there is? That's wonderful. Can I try to lower a chest into it? I don't have a bucket, but I have a chest.
How big is your chest?
I don't
Double
know.
D's?
It's what. I am the knocker.
That's true. Very true. How big is the chest?
I have no idea. It's whatever the standard issue chest in the book is.
That's
It
probably gonna be
was
a
one
pretty
of my-
decent chest.
I don't know.
We'll just
Fit that
say
down a
it's
well.
it's a normal sized chest, probably 1.5 feet across, and probably 2 foot deep or so. So it's a pretty decent sized chest. It does have handles at both sides that you would be able to tie a rope to and lower down if you wanted to try to get some water.
Yeah, sure. I'll try it out.
All right, go ahead and roll me a performance check
Okay, I can perform. I'm good at that.
as you
I would
go
just like to say that I
Well,
fucking
okay.
love D&D.
Hold on, really quickly.
Yeah.
Either performance or sleight of hand as you're trying to tie the knots onto this chest.
I'll go perform. I mean, I have the same for both, so it's 18 no matter what.
18, awesome. So yeah, you tie these knots, feel that they're pretty tight, and go ahead and lower this chest down into the water. As it is pretty buoyant, it's made out of wood. You do have to kind of start moving the rope back and forth until it starts sloshing in there and starts going under. But it does go under and fill up. However, like I said, it's probably about 1.5 feet long and 2 foot deep. Considerable amount of water. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and make me a strength check to get that up.
Hey, Thodak,
Because it's probably about a good 60 or 70
I
pounds.
have a job for you.
Just flexes my
Well-
muscles.
Out of 20, my strength is 8.
Oh,
So, I need some help here. Can you help me lift this out of the well?
Yes, I can.
Alright,
Right.
I'm gonna pass off this job.
Cool. So thought I'd go ahead and make me a strength check.
That is a modified 20.
Modified 20. Yeah, easily enough. You start pulling it up. Max, your knots seem to hold perfectly fine. And getting it up, you now have this chest up out of the water. You can see that water is just leaking out of this chest from the bottom as it is slots in the wood. It'll hold water for some time, but it's probably going to make a mess taking it in, and it's not going to hold for very long. Maybe a couple of minutes at most.
Why didn't we just drop the skin in the well and bring it back up with it wet?
like soggy?
Yeah.
A soggy weasel skin that's probably putrefied by now, as it's been 2 weeks, a week and a half since you killed the weasel.
Yeah, it was never tanned.
It would never
it's
tanned.
No.
Just a
Skin.
putrid weasel skin.
How yummy. The best air freshener.
I mean, I do have
Um,
an alligator skin that maybe we could like stuff into the bottom of the chest to make it airtight.
And
I mean,
also
I have
putrid
fine
alligator
clothes,
skin.
but my clothes are what I'm wearing to the party, so...
You're not going to
It'll
get
be-
any new clothes from the tailor?
Well, I have some fine clothes already. It's like my
Up to
my
you.
noble party gear.
Right. I mean, it's he did say that going to the tailor would be free of cost, so you could get anything you wanted, hats, any kind of accessories, a nice walking cane if you wanted.
As soon as I remember that, I'm going to start tearing my own clothes off. I'm going to remove the fine clothes that I'm not wearing from my backpack.
Yep, that's fine. So you go ahead and, just to save time, you go ahead and tie it up and just lower the shirt down into the water itself, getting it fully drenched. Pulling it back up is now sufficiently drenched and probably could do some cleaning of dust and other things in the house.
All right,
Also, I just had a thought that we probably could have used the bag of holding for water, but
I don't know how that works.
That's a lot of fucking water. We're
I was
gonna
gonna say-
way up the well.
It never ends.
You would probably get 480 pounds of water to your 20 pounds that's already in there.
Oh, yeah. Who's holding the bag of holding?
You're holding the bag of holding.
I am?
Yes.
You need help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll mark that down that I have that. I forgot that I was the one that
I
had
don't
it.
remember. I think you guys might have put some things in there. So
That would explain why I can carry a chest around.
I mean, if
It's under your arm. Like,
if you want me to take the bag of holding, I will, since you are carrying all the gold, so we don't have our all of our eggs in one basket.
Well, I mean, the reason that I am not getting crushed under the weight of 1,000 gold is because it's in the bag of holding.
True.
I'm going to, though, empty out the chest of water now that we have a different method.
A better way of doing it,
I'm going to put the group gold into the chest.
Okay.
And then put the chest into the bag of holding.
Okay, sounds good. So you go ahead and put the gold into the chest and take the chest and slide it into the bag. As you slide it into the bag, you look inside. Chest is gone.
Oh, good.
By any chance, are there like just wooden like plaques around? Because I know that we like unboarded the what is it called? The door.
Right.
Are there any like left that aren't burned?
Yeah, we'll say Hagen burned, probably started the fire with about 5 of them. There's one left sitting over next to the fireplace.
Okay. Amara's gonna kind of like look around at everyone and say, "Does anybody have like a sharp object, like a dagger?"
I do. I'll pull out a dagger.
And she just puts her hand out. She's like, "Thank you," and she takes it, and she just starts saying like, "Well, what's a house without a welcome sign?" And she just starts like.
I think we should let Lee spell this.
She kind of stops and looks over.
Jesus Christ. Our DM's just done. Look at him. He's just done.
No, I mean, this is great. This is what's supposed to happen, man.
Why
this
are we
is you guys.
Sims?
Yeah, you guys just straight up RPing your new house.
She's just gonna keep like chipping away at it, making it look nice, and then at the end she's gonna put like a flower, but like the really like kid-looking flowers, because it's like a dagger.
And
then...
what did you write on there, and in what script?
It can either say welcome or it can say home of, and then we could put our names on there when we like figure it out.
Lee can make his mark.
We can make his mark. We could all sign it in a way.
It's up to you guys.
What would you guys like to do? She like throws the dagger over.
Lee's signature would just be a hole in the board.
Well, I plan on eventually teaching Lee how to read and write.
Yeah. If Lee ever wants, I know like Drow knows sign language. So like if you want to learn that too.
Okay, Lee is a dwarf. He has gone at least 100 years without learning how to read or write, and he lived in a monastery.
So you're just really stubborn and you don't want to learn.
Kinda, yeah.
All right.
There's a reason I'm not there anymore.
Lumped out of monastery school.
Alright, so what are you writing on this board?
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and write. I will write. Oh. It can either say. Oh. It can either say like welcome, or it could say home of heroes.
Right,
and then
so
we
what,
could, like,
what does everybody want?
Yeah, like what do you guys want?
What if we make it like a business name kind of thing?
You don't have a group name yet.
Once we decide on our group name, we can write that on.
Yeah, I was about to say, why don't you could try to, right now you could hash out your group name and put that on there.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any ideas just off the, like, top of your head?
Ideas
Murder
of group
hobos.
We're not murder hobos, though. That's the thing. We're very much not that.
I say you call it Are We Bandits?
Are we bandits?
Like, but we're gonna make the R like the letter R, like Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Amara looks at you and says, bandits?
So what are you guys doing?
Bandits.
What's your names?
Well,
Somebody's got to be creative. Come on.
Murder for hire.
Murder for hire. Murder Inc.
Murder Inc.
Wasn't that the name of a guild?
Maybe.
Well, maybe we could decide it in a bit. Maybe she just grabs the dagger and kind of just like stabs it into the wood and is like, well, there's no time to rush.
All right, that's fine. We'll just say for now, you guys go ahead and you meddle around. The fire is going, so you guys cook up any food you might have on your person and go ahead and sit down and eat a meal. Find yourself going to rest in this place, all pulling out bed rolls and finding a spot where you can lay down and go ahead, and the rest takes you guys for the night. And we'll go ahead and end the episode there. You guys will be waking up next morning, which would be the day of the feast, ready to go out and possibly find yourself some new clothes from Simply Stitched. And they are free of charge, so you guys will be able to get any kind of fine, dashing clothes that your heart might desire. And we'll pick back up there next week, as we do only have 4 minutes left until we normally end the stream. So we'll end there for the night. Fucking awesome session. Great combat session. You guys did really awesome with it. There's a lot of really interesting game mechanics that I hope you all enjoyed. I had a lot of fun taking over Amara and possessing the shit out of her, making Thawdat 20 years older.
He was going to get a TPK.
I was concerned because he had some very hard-hitting stuff and stuff like that. But either way,
He was stressing about it all day.
yeah. And then, we had some really good RP that went into you guys absolving the House of the Curse with Josephine and Grayson. Very beautiful, touching moment at the end. All of you can feel very good about that. And then it devolved into a shitfest as we decided what we were doing for the house. But those moments are the best moments of D&D, so, there's no, that's the best thing you can have. We will end the episode there for the night. We will be back next week, Friday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Time. There are a few people watching as of now, and Fluffy Butt, you've been here the whole session. Thanks immensely for watching, as we do have a couple others as well. Thank all of you. If you're wanting to catch up on the story itself and where it all came from, there are VODs up on the channel right now. You can go back and watch all of our VODs. I'll be having this VOD come up hopefully tomorrow. I do have to do some splicing, as we did have some technical issues, and hopefully my mic wasn't cutting out too much there in between the session. But either way, we'll be back next Friday, 8 to 11 p.m. Central Time, and we'll see all you guys then. So thanks for watching, and everyone say goodbye.
bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Till next time.
See you fuckers later.
Bye-bye.